You're tuned in to WMOA, AM 1490 and FM 101.3, your voice of the Marietta Tigers. Tonight's game in this season of Marietta Tigers football will be brought to you by McDonald's, People's Bank, the Memorial Health System, Apex True Value Hardware, the Pioneer Family Auto Group, Over the Moon Pub and Pizza, Perry and Associates CPAs, Auto Plus, the Fry Dental Group, Honest Fred's Flooring, Prairie Farms Dairy, and Real Living McCarthy Real Estate. It's almost time for kickoff tonight, so let's head up to the booth where Aaron Cassidy and Billy Parks have the call.
Top of the evening, sports fans, and welcome to Don Drum Stadium, the home of the Tigers on AM 1490, WMOA, Marietta, and FM 101.3. The voice of the Tigers, Johnny Wharf, along with Carson Urban, number 55, class of 2020, jumping in the booth tonight. And I am from the class of 1981. That is a big margin, but we're going to take a closer look into the trenches and an opponent that we're not really that familiar with. So we'll talk to Coach Shobe and also the head coach of Richard Wright. But it is a team that comes here out of Washington, D.C. and actually came in here on Thursday. So they were here yesterday, stayed out at the Comfort Inn, and then got to come down here and practice on a field that they are, weren't familiar with. So it's kind of nice to how this all worked out, an opportunity to come down here and see this school from a different city, obviously in a different place. And last week, Carson, you have an Athens game, it goes into overtime. Talk about how much you gain as a player to not only get the win, but to have that experience of getting into overtime and the grind that comes with it.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of momentum going into this game. They should play out a good game tonight. We'll see how they do.
We roll into this stern wheel weekend with this game on tap, festivities already. It's kind of like driving through New York, I'm assuming, at this time of year. If you try to go down Front Street and get here, good luck. So try to take the long way around. We've got Ohio State Buckeye tomorrow, Ohio State Buckeye football on the radio tomorrow, high noon kickoff with Oregon, a 10:30 pregame for us. We will take a break, be back to hear from the head coach of Richard Wright after this timeout.
Hey, it's football season, and when it comes to big plays, big hits, and big-time players, there's only one Tiger Big Drill of the game. The Tiger Big Drill of the game is made possible by the Fry Dental Group. Sure, they whiten teeth, fix cavities, and make bad teeth better, but make no mistake about it. When it comes Friday night, they get fired up for football. The Tiger Big Drill of the game, brought to you by the Fry Dental Group, 1309 Green Street. Exceptional dentistry for extraordinary smiles.
People's Bank is proud to be headquartered in the Mid-Ohio Valley, and we're committed to making our community the best it can be. This is Danielle Bruni, branch manager of Putnam Street in Marietta. At People's Bank, we have hundreds of associates that live and work right here in this community. With over 10 locations, we're right around the corner from you. We're also grateful to all the Clutch MOV voters that selected People's Bank as the best financial institution in the Mid-Ohio Valley. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC.
It's the kickoff sales event at Pioneer Family Auto in Marietta. Kick off the season in one of over 700 new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Ford, Lincoln, or pre-owned vehicles. Score big deals like 0% financing up to 72 months or no payments until November. We need trade-ins, so we're willing to pay over book value for vehicles like yours. And regardless of credit history, Pioneer can help you get the car you deserve. Kick off your deal at Pioneer Chevrolet, Pioneer Buick GMC, and Family Ford in Marietta, or PioneerFamilyAuto.com. Let's qualify CDW details.
Johnny Wharf pregame along with the head coach of the Marietta Tigers, Coach Jason Shobe. Richard Wright, a team out of D.C. coming into town tonight. Coach, talk a little bit about some of the last things maybe you worked on in preparation for this kickoff tonight.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is for us defensively to limit big plays. So they have a lot of athletes on the outside, and their running back's really special. So we need to keep him bottled up and make sure he doesn't get to the second level. And then we can't afford to give a big pass plays. So we need to make sure we flow to the football, our assignments, and stay back and nothing behind us in the pass game. I think if we can do those things, we'll be all right.
Did you learn some things last week about
the offensive line and what they can do to loosen things up for Zach Bartlett in terms of moving the ball that way?
I'll tell you, we had 2 or 3 guys that have never played offensive line, especially at the varsity level, that stepped in. And I think what it showed to all of our kids is even if you're not exactly perfect with scheme and techniques and stuff, you can make up for a lot with effort. And the kids just played really hard. And so I think once we get the scheme and technique stuff along with the effort, I think it could be a special group.
Good learning opportunity for a coach, I think, to have kids with adversity, maybe kids that hadn't started before in situations they hadn't been before, and you can say, hey guys, guess what? This is the way it is.
You're exactly right. And the nice thing about football, there are a lot of parallels with life. And you're going to face adversity. You're going to go through trials and tribulations in life. And then how you respond determines the outcome. So kids responded really well, and that's one of the nice things about football. It teaches life lessons as well.
All right. So we come in here, believe it or not, we're into week 4. Talk a little bit about the health of the guys and if things are looking good on that front.
Knock on wood, we've been healthy besides the COVID quarantines, but we've been pretty healthy. We have a couple bumps and bruises. DJ Hendershot rolled his ankle last week. He's probably doubtful for tonight, but it looks like it's a short-term injury. And then Elijah Elias Kelly got hit in the game, and he's questionable for tonight. But besides that, we're pretty healthy.
Hey, Coach, a little stretch of home games here. Make the most of it. Let's get another one tonight. Wish you the best of luck.
You got it. Thanks so much.
Dancing with the Ducks Season 5 is on the schedule for People's Bank Theater October 23rd. A new cast of doctors including Derek Howe, Vicky Wood, Heather McCarter, Katrina Barnes, Jonna Whitehall, Marilyn Pasquarelli, Jessica Kidd, and Emmett Lawton. These docs and their accomplished dance partners are brewing up a Halloween-themed spectacular. October 23rd is the date for this most anticipated event. It's sure to be a sellout, so get your tickets now at the People's Bank Theater website.
For more than 100 years, the name Broughton has been synonymous with fresh, nutritious, great-tasting, high-quality dairy products. Now as Prairie Farms Marietta, the promise continues. Farmer-owned Prairie Farms is committed to animal care, committed to sustainability, committed to the local economies it serves, and committed to the good, hardworking folks it employs, producing high-quality products and providing fresh, safe, and nutritious milk to you and your family. Prairie Farms Marietta. Drink it up.
You expect to be there for them all the way. So you expect to see world-class doctors close to home. Memorial Health System's new cancer center is now open in Belpre with comprehensive care. Plus, the area's only CyberKnife for non-invasive treatments. So you can expect a lot more joy together. Memorial Health System. Expect more.
Our Marietta Tiger football pregame brought to you by our good friends at Stewart Photography on Glendale Road in Marietta. Mark and Karen say go Tigers. Stewart Photography has been capturing the traditions and the students of Marietta High School for a long time. This is a chance to thank the many students and parents for trusting Stewart Photography and to root on our Tigers. Stewart Photography. Call 740-374-4564. Johnny Wharf along with Carson Urban as we look down on the field in the Marietta High School marching band performing prior to the kickoff of tonight's game. So I had a chance earlier today to talk to Coach Morgan Taylor. We're just a very gracious coach. He was very thankful for what Coach Shobe offered, and Cody Vanderleck, they said, just very accommodating as they came here and got to practice yesterday as they were in town yesterday, and then learned a little bit about this field, and probably pretty nice digs when you consider some of the fields that you go to. Carson, best field you've ever played on? Would you say, or do you know?
I'm going to have to go with Dover.
Dover?
I like Dover's field. Yeah.
Okay. Atmosphere and all that comes with it, or?
Oh, yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The band was in the end zone. It was awesome.
Talk a little bit about just last year, how you guys started out, what this time of a night in a game means, which is, 7 minutes before kickoff. What's going on down there right now?
You're getting pretty pumped up. You're getting pretty juiced down in the locker room. You're feeling pretty good. You're getting excited for the game, getting ready for kickoff, and yeah.
Richard Wright has some pretty good athletes as they take the field as we speak. They are in all white uniforms and gold helmets, and an old gold, not like a Notre Dame gold, but more of a Purdue gold, if you will, on the helmets, and then a Spartan green numeral. So white shoes, white socks, white pants, white jersey, a Spartan green number on the back, and then the words in block print Spartans across the front of the jersey. A couple of green socks out there, a couple of green wristbands as well, and then that old gold helmet. They are on the far side of the field, just coming out. The Tigers ready to come out of the tunnel any minute. Beautiful day for football. Will turn into a little bit better football weather. Right now, probably a little warm down there when you consider 74 degrees. But we'll maybe get down to the high 50s before this game is over. A lot of activity in town. We hope that you are out and about. If you have an opportunity to stop down here and root on your high school football Tigers, there is plenty of time to do that. Kickoff 5 minutes away. We'll be back with more, a coin flip, and take a look at your starting lineups. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
Perry & Associates CPAs knows your business, and they know business taxes. They take the hassle out of your business accounting. Perry & Associates, where professional accountants are solving complex tax problems. They're distinctive in their services and dedicated to you paying the least amount of taxes legally possible. Call Perry & Associates today with 5 convenient locations in Marietta, Vienna, Cambridge, St. Clairsville, and Wheeling.
Marietta McDonald's wants to take an opportunity to thank all the students who spent part of their summer behind the counter, on the drive-thru crew, or cooking up the goods at my McDonald's. Good luck getting back to the books. And for those of you keeping a shift, we know school comes first. As for those of you not in school, if you want to work at a great place, may I suggest applying at Marietta McDonald's. Also, when it's time to thank someone, remember, McDonald's Arch Cards never expire. And every day, choose from our $1, $2, and $3 menus. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Keep your car running efficiently in all weather with Prestone Yellow Antifreeze Coolant from Apex True Value. Choose from a gallon of 50/50 pre-diluted formula for only $10.99 or antifreeze coolant for only $14.99. Both are fortified with CoreGuard inhibitors to prevent corrosion and help engines run longer. They can be used in all car makes and models, as well as light-duty trucks. Head over to Apex True Value for these bargains of the month, along with other automotive products, while supplies last.
Johnny Wharf along with Carson Urban back at Don Drum Stadium, the home of the Tigers. Tigers taking the field as we speak, and they are indeed juiced up as they come through the tunnel out on the field right below us. In the shade of the press box here, the rest of the field is in full-bore sunshine on this early evening. And across the field, a team that probably dresses 20, maybe half the numbers that we see on the Tiger side. The Tigers in black uniforms, so just the opposite. Black jerseys, black pants, black helmets, and several black shoes down there as well compared to the white uniforms on the other side of Richard Wright. Did we see a coin flip? Do you have a guess? Do you have an educated guess, Carson?
I think the Tigers may be kicking off.
All right, with that in mind, we would see a Tiger defense that would have Jeremy Saffel, one side defensive end, wearing number 58. Saffel, 5'10", 220 pounds. He's a senior. Blake Hansen, defensive tackle, number 64 for the Tigers in the black, 6'1", 240, and he is a sophomore. Blake Bills to his right, and the nose tackle wearing number 60 at 6'3", 230 pounds, and Bills is just a freshman. And then Hudson Meisel wearing number 33. Meisel, 5'9", 200 pounds, and he is a senior. We look at inside linebacker Weston Davis wearing number 5 at 5'9", 185 pounds. He is a junior. Braden Shaw at the other linebacker slot inside, wearing number 88 at 6 foot, 215 pounds. He is a junior. Outside linebacker Adam Lightfritz, wearing number 25, 5'9", 170 pounds, a sophomore. And Zach Bartlett going both ways, wearing number 23, 5'11", 200 pounds. He is a senior. It'll be Skylar Adams on a cornerback. Left side, a freshman is Skylar Adams, wearing number 21, 5'7", 150 pounds. Junior Smith will be in the defensive backfield for the Tigers as well, wearing number 13, 6 foot, 175 pounds. He is a junior. And Jaquel Shelton, a transfer student, wearing number 28 for the Tigers, and that will set up the defense. But before that, they will have to kick it away. And some really good special teams players on this Richard Wright team, including the guy that is back deep. His name is Ashton Embury. And you heard, or I had an opportunity to talk to the coach, and he said, well, Zach Moore's really our guy. And then he said, well, Shamon Burley's kind of our guy. But the kick is off and kicked out of bounds, unfortunately, for the Tigers. So that will be a penalty and be good field position for Richard C. Wright out of Washington, D.C. area. Let's take a look at their guys up front there, Carson.
Yeah, starting off with the line. Left tackle, number 75, Daniel Hines. Left guard, number 63, Dashan Miller. At center, that would be number 52, Tyreek Claiborne. At right guard, that would be number 62, Daddle Davis. At right tackle, that would be number 50, Dante Davis. And then next, we'll have our receivers. That will be number 1, Embry Ashton. And then we'll have number 9, Zach Moore. At running back is number 10, Jeremy Parker. At QB is Stephon Fuller. At running back is number 2, Elijah Ruffin. At number 5, as our other running back, is Shaman Burley.
All right, thank you, Carson. And just a couple of penalties, and I don't know exactly what's happening down there, but I don't think it was delay a game. They set up with 5 receivers wide, and they being Stephon Fuller, and he's the only guy in the backfield. They threw 2 flags. We haven't seen a play yet, but the ball was at the 35. Now's back at the 30-yard line. And so add 5 yards to the start of the game. The clock hasn't started yet, still 12 minutes. But 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Trying to get the communication right. Stephon Fuller set back, his feet at about the 25-yard line. Gets the snap, back to pass, 5 wide, throws left, and it was actually almost caught by the receiver. It was intended for Jeremy Parker, almost ended up in the hands of Zach Moore. It falls incomplete, and with that, we'll bring 2nd and 15. Spartans with the ball first, and actually the Tigers deferring to put the defense on the field. So Fuller now has a back with him in the backfield. 3 wide, though, on this wide side of the field. That's the Tiger side of the field. Handoff in the backfield, and this is one of the guys. So Shamon Burley out of the backfield, hops over a couple defenders, drives it all the way out, 10-yard pickup on the play. So what was 2nd and 15 is now 3rd and 5. So a 10-yard run for Shamon Burley. Burley will set up just to the left of his quarterback, Stephon Fuller. Signs come in. Elijah Ruffin over to the other receiver, whispered in his ear hole. And then again a handoff, and this is off left tackle. And a good grab down there by the Tigers. Burley on the carry. Looks like Blake Hansen.
88 for the Tigers.
And with that, just a minute down in this first quarter of football. No score, and what will be no gain, very little gain on the play, but 4th and 5, and they will not punt. There actually is going to be an official or a whistle prior to the snap, and not too happy about that is the quarterback. I don't think they ran out of time. There might have been a timeout. Yeah, timeout called just prior to the 4th and 5. So we'll take time as well, no score, but a 4th and 5 when we come back for the visiting Spartans of Richard Wright. We'll be back. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
People's Bank is proud to be headquartered in the Mid-Ohio Valley, and we're committed to making our community the best it can be. This is Danielle Bruni, branch manager of Putnam Street in Marietta. At People's Bank, we have hundreds of associates that live and work right here in this community. With over 10 locations, we're right around the corner from you. We're also grateful to all the Clutch MOV voters that selected People's Bank as the best financial institution in the Mid-Ohio Valley. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC.
So back to action. That was a Tiger timeout prior to the 4th and 5. the Spartans do set up to go for it again on 4th and 5. Ball is at their own 40-yard line, and the Tigers are pointing that maybe there was some movement up front. And if that was the case, it was Daniel Hines on the left side. And it will be illegal procedure up front. You never did that, did you?
Never.
10 minutes, 45 seconds to go. First quarter football. We're at Don Drum Stadium, the home of the Tigers, and a stern wheel weekend. And now a punting situation is at hand for the team out of Washington, D.C. and Richard Wright. So they will punt it away. And the punter is Jaquan Thomas.
Now it's 4th down and 10 for the Spartans.
And with that,
to drop back into punt formation. Number 4.
Thomas will punt it away.
Thomas. Bad snap.
And to his counter partner, the kick is up. Almost hit one of the defenders and bounces around the 35-yard line. And the Tigers will get a first offensive look tonight. So the Marietta High School Tigers come out offensively, led by Tyler Gerber, the quarterback, 6'1", 185. He's a sophomore, wears number 10. Snapping the ball to him is Zach Stakera. And Stakera, number 75, will touch the ball first. He's flanked by Braden Meeks and Caden Fox. Keaton Hill wearing that number 55 double nickel out there that Carson wore the last several years. And Aaron Heener on the left side tackle. Elijah Lyris Kelly, glad to see him out there. And then a couple wide on the left side. We'll see Bryce Dotson and Reese Vuksic. And a snap and a handoff. And why not go to the big fella, Zach Bartlett, coming off such a good game. And Bartlett just pounds his way out there for 3.5 yards. You do that, maybe 4 yards. So you do that 3 times, and guess what happens? And I think they learned a lot about Bartlett last week. 42 carries, 212 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an overtime win over the Athens Bulldogs. We'll see Vuksic out on the right side, slot to the same Dotson. Handoff again. This is into the hands of Weston Davis, and Davis is going to work his way off the left tackle. 6-yard pickup will be very close to moving the chains, and it will indeed do it. So 4-yard pickup on that first one, 6 there. We'll move the chains, and a big first down for the Tigers, moving it on this defense. We didn't know what to expect early in this game, but I think the MO was try to wear these guys out. They don't have the depth that the Tigers do, and the Tigers get a first down out of the gate as they approach midfield. And we will see Tyler Gerber back in the shotgun. Snap, handoff, Bartlett grabbed pretty quickly in the backfield, and the tackle made by DeMarco Corbett. A couple yards credited to Bartlett on the carry. Yeah, Corbett on the tackle, and also like Daniel Hines, big number 75 down there as well. And look at a defensive front 4. Williams, Davis, Smoot, and Claiborne up front. And their linebacker, Corbett DeMarco, wears number 3. Very active player and one of the captains on this team. This is a handoff, Weston Davis. And Davis takes it off between Keaton Hill and Caden Fox, who opened up a nice little hole. And I think that with the size up front for the Tigers, similar to what you guys had last year, bigger, smaller, Carson, what? The size of that offensive line.
Well, I'm not out there, so it's going to be a little bit smaller.
Yeah,
but,
that's a good point.
They're pretty good size out there, yeah.
Over on the right side, wide is Vuksic. Handoff again. This is Weston Davis. And again, a really good run off center. Stakera did a good job. Left side, Braden Meeks opening up that hole up front. And so that will move the chains. Another 1st and 10. I talked to Coach Shobe last week, or coming out of last week, and I asked if he learned anything about 42 carries for Bartlett. And he said that some of the guys up front, just because there were some issues with players and sickness, that some of the young guys really weren't familiar with the scheme. So I don't really know what that means. You can probably fill me in on it. Here's another handoff to Weston Davis. So Davis out across the 45. That's where the ball started. Now across the 40, and a 6-yard pickup on the play for Weston Davis will bring up 2nd and 4 for the Marietta High School Tigers, who are just point blank moving the ball down the field 10 yards at a time. So schemes up front, that's in running off left tackle, it's end arounds, or...
Yeah, figuring out the offense. The JV offense is a lot different than the varsity offense, so they got a lot to learn.
Off to number 23, Zach Bartlett.
This is Bartlett again. This time they're going to switch it off to the other side, so they are countering both sides of Stakara, and a gain of 5 on the play is enough to move the chains again. 1st and 10. The Marietta High School Tigers. The ball resting at the Spartan 30-yard line. Good sustaining drive for the Tigers. Everything on the ground. 7 minutes, 19 seconds. These are 12-minute quarters. We play 4 of them here in high school football. And this is a handoff again to Bartlett. And he was tripped up. He didn't really get tackled so much as got tripped up there at the last second. It was Dante Davis who got a shoestring in there maybe and brought him down. And we will see a timeout on the field. Looks like boys out of D.C. want to get a little blow right now. 7 minutes to go, first quarter time, no score, but the Tigers driving. We'll be back with more. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
Prairie Farms Marietta, formerly Broughton Foods, brings a whole new meaning to the term best in class. Proud to be a contributing business in the Mid-Ohio Valley, the Prairie Farms family works hard to provide high-quality dairy products and knows that the hardworking folks of this area deserve nothing but the best. The thought and care that goes into the farm-to-table journey has paid off for Prairie Farms with 31 awards at the World Dairy Expo. No preservatives, no artificial growth hormones. Prairie Farms Marietta, simply the best in class.
Sometimes a little change can make a world of difference. Hi, this is Mike Miller of Honest Fred's Flooring, and I believe that today is a pretty darn good day to open the door to new ideas on flooring. You can always put it off until tomorrow, but that's like saying stop procrastinating. Starting tomorrow. Let's do it today. Find us in Marietta, Parkersburg, and Spencer.
Take a small drive to big savings. HonestFreds.com.
2nd and 8 for the Tigers coming out of the Richard Wright timeout, and a good strong run by Zach Bartlett. Took it outside a little bit. 3 hard yards for Bartlett. Ball down to the 25-yard line. That is the Spartan 25-yard line. Clock running at 6.5 minutes, first quarter time. Stick around for your halftime and post-game stats made possible by Bill Mannix, Senior Financial Advisor for Merrill Lynch, located at 294 Front Street in downtown Marietta. When it comes to numbers, Bill Mannix has more than 20 years of experience helping people with their investment and retirement goals. This is Weston Davis on the run around the left side. That is going to get it inside the 15-yard line and move the chains again. 1st and 10 Tigers. Gain on the play of 11 yards for Weston Davis. Again, call Bill Mannix, Kathy Huck, David Treadway, or Sandra Crosby. 740-568-7860 to arrange an appointment. Merrill Lynch, member FINRA SIPC. They say go Tigers. Hook 6 splits wide right side for the Tigers. Dotson Bryce on the short side of the field. Full house backfield. This is Davis. He's going to get hit hard at the 10-yard line coming in, and is Isaiah Crawford to make a good hard hit, but not until that ball got to the 10-yard line. So that's another 4-yard pickup, and that's the way the Tigers have moved the ball. I think maybe the longest run being that 11-yard run from Weston Davis, but they are knocking on the door. Can get another first down with, it looks like down inside the 5-yard line at about the 4. The ball right now on the 10. And this is Zach Bartlett up the middle, working his way and into the end zone. Touchdown Tigers right on the line. He just kept his balance enough to get into the end zone. A 10-yard run by Zach Bartlett off center. And right up the gut, he went into the end zone. Pay dirt for the Tigers. 6-zip, point after attempt pending. Dylan Meagle in to kick. Reese Vusic to hold. The kick is up, headed toward Pike Street. That kick is good. It's Marietta 7. And the Spartans of Richard Wright, nothing. 5:09 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back.
If you say that you're over the moon, you mean that you're very pleased about something. That describes to a T a visit to Over the Moon Pub and Pizza. Every day, enjoy 15% off purchases of $25 or more to all military and frontline responders. Paskey's Pub Trivia every Wednesday. Sign up at 7. The fun starts at 7:30. Thursday, Slice Night from 4 to 10 p.m. with pizza, pint, and pitcher specials. Only at Over the Moon Pub and Pizza, 170 Front Street, Marietta. Open 11:30 a.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Closed Sunday and Monday.
Auto Plus understands what it's like to be a good neighbor, and it sure is nice to hear the sound of power equipment fill the air, see folks working under car and under the hood, and looking out for their neighbor. Auto Plus believes that if a town has enough people that roll up their sleeves, there just isn't much that can keep us down. Auto Plus is everything auto parts, but we do our share of pressure washers, generators, and hand sanitizer by the case. Let's face it, if the going gets tough, this is a pretty good place to be. Auto Plus, keeping the doors open in all the little river towns around the valley. As long as you roll up your sleeves, we'll have what you need.
Sustaining drive for the Marietta Tigers on their first offensive set. 12 runs they put together and a 10-yard run up the middle by Zach Bartlett. First points on the board, 7-0. They kick it away back to the 10-yard line and out across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. With the carry, it was Elijah Ruffin. Ruffin beside his name, quarterback, running back, defensive back, so he has the tools, and he will set up at the wide side receiver after the run back. And the Tigers will come out and camp defensively and try to do exactly what they did last time when this team had the ball. Just a one lone possession to start this ball game. Tigers got it back on downs. Tonight at halftime, we'll feature an interview with Teresa Pettit Martinet. And she is going into the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame next Saturday, along with 5 other inductees. There's a handoff, but not until a whistle blows. Looks like it might have been a little movement in the backfield. The flag's over here. Cars, I don't know. Yeah, legal procedure.
Yep.
So that's going to march it back again against the Spartans. They had a tough loss last week, lost by just a touchdown. And so they are looking to get to 500. So are the Tigers at 1-2, but coming off a win. So Hall of Fame next week. Jim Pugh, Bill Ross Sr., Bill Sutton, Brian Harsty, Big John Wharf, and Teresa Pettit Martinet. We'll talk to Teresa tonight at halftime. Here's a 2-yard carry up the middle, and that'll bring about 2nd and 10. Defensively, Bills on the tackle, and the ball will rest just shy of the 25-yard line for the Spartans of Richard C. Wright, Washington, D.C. About a 6-hour drive on the bus. Came in yesterday. Here's a pass left side. It's going to be picked off. Zach Bartlett climbs the ladder. The receiver was open behind him, but it's almost as if Bartlett was baiting the smaller receiver. Out on the flat was Ashton Embry, and he was open maybe 5 yards behind Zach Bartlett, who was kind of camped out between a couple of receivers and then went up, straight up, reaching and grabbing that one and climbed the ladder a little bit to get it, but a turnover and an interception by Zach Bartlett. Tigers take over 1st and 10. The ball at the 24-yard line. 3 wide for the Tigers. Snap back. Give it to the guy who just intercepted it, right? Zach Bartlett. Tote the mail out across the 15 down near the 10-yard line. Big run of 13 yards for Zach Bartlett, and that'll move the chains. Defensively, Jeremy Parker in on the play. The clock at 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the Tigers looking to pound another one in after scoring first in this game at 7-0. Bryson Chavez wide right. That's the wide side of the field. And this is going to be, again, Zach Bartlett, handoff right side. Going off Keaton Hill, 6-yard pickup on the play. Beasley on the tackle. The ball just outside the 5-yard line. Looking in for the play, the Tigers, Tyler Gerber, Bryson Chavez, hands on hips beside him, and all the players looking in for that play to come in. And they'll all clap in unison and then stretch out into their positions. The only one really that switches is Chavez, who goes to the left side of the field. And it's a handoff up the middle. Bartlett into the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. 6-yard play between Braden Meeks and Aaron Heener. Into the end zone. Another touchdown for Bartlett. Think about this. Scored 5 touchdowns last week in that Athens overtime victory. Already tonight, still in the first quarter. 2 touchdowns for Bartlett. Busick to hold. And Meagle to kick. Southpaw is going to put it up. And through the uprights, it's Marietta 14. And the Spartans of Richard Wright, nothing. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
Hey, it's football season, and when it comes to big plays, big hits, and big-time players, there's only one Tiger Big Drill of the game. The Tiger Big Drill of the game is made possible by the Fry Dental Group. Sure, they whiten teeth, fix cavities, and make bad teeth better, but make no mistake about it. When it comes Friday night, they get fired up for football. The Tiger Big Drill of the game, brought to you by the Fry Dental Group, 1309 Green Street. Exceptional dentistry for extraordinary smiles.
If you're planning a painting project, stop by Apex True Value for a gallon of Zinsser Bullseye 123 Primer for only $15.99 after a $4 mail-in rebate. This water-based interior and exterior primer sticks to all surfaces without sanding. It also seals uniformly, blocks stains, helps prevent rust, and is mold and mildew resistant. Use it with any top coat after drying for 1 hour. Pick up this bargain of the month today while supplies last at Apex True Value. Certain exclusions apply. See store for details.
Dylan Meagle will kick it away after the Bartlett touchdown. The ball will be taken by number 5, Shaman Burley, and he's got wide open room in front of him. Makes a juke, and it's only the kicker that can get him. So credit Dylan Meagle for a touchdown-saving play. But with the ball, Shaman Burley caught it on the left side at about the 10-yard line, and I see laundry back here. There are flags on the play. A lot of times that is blocking in the back. Ball in this case would have been a 75-yard kickoff return, and it looks like it will come back. So again, I mentioned this team came in yesterday, 6-hour drive from the D.C. area. Beautiful drive if you haven't done that. I've done that several times. They came in here and stayed and got to practice yesterday, and we're ready to go today. And this is going to be a block in the back, all the way back at about the 11-yard line, I think, or 14-yard line, I think, is where he sprung him loose, if you will. But really got a chance to see Shaman Burley's speed on that one. Explosive player. We kind of got the MO that he was one of their guys coming in. And so they will set up in what will be 1st and 10. Back at the 14-yard line. And the quarterback is Stephon Fuller. Pass knocked down, incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver on the play. And Darren Beasley was that intended receiver. The ball bounced up dangerously enough that one of the Tigers almost grabbed it. Defensively in that backfield, the Tigers with Adams and Smith, Shelton, And back to pass again, looking deep, absolutely bombing down, and the ball wide open is the guy, Embry. Had to come back for it. It hit him right in the shoulder pads, and he couldn't hold on. That would have been all the way down to the 50-yard line because the quarterback let it loose. And Fuller, with hands on hips, looks over to the sidelines and say, I can't throw it any better than that. His receiver did have to come back a little bit, Embry, to get to it, but really should have had it. That's a break for the Tigers because definitely Embry outran the coverage and was wide open, way downfield.
Third down and 10, Spartans.
Back to work. A pass over the middle is complete into the hands of Burley. Burley with some running room breaks across the first level of Tigers. Now across the second level, and he's caught at about the 45-yard line. But that will move the chains on a 3rd and 10. A gain on the play of 35 yards. Just a little screen pass out on the flat into the hands of Shimon Burley, and then once he gets it, off he goes to the races. Number 5 for the Spartans, and that is the first down, I think, for Richard Wright Spartans. But a big one. 1st and 10, ball at the Spartan 45-yard line as they approach midfield for the first time. A snap comes back, hits Fuller right in the shoulder pads, and they are going to call again another penalty on this Spartan team. And I don't know what the count was, nor did the center, because the center snapped it back and nobody had it on count number 1 except Darian Miller-Dyer, and a little upset with himself, but early in the season he'll get that figured out and they'll get on the same page. Tigers set defensively. Saffel, Hansen, Bilson, Meisel up front. Zach Bartlett sneaking in from the corner slot as well, almost into a defensive end spot. But he will defend that left side. A pass across the middle is incomplete. And pretty good throw intended out there for Shimon Burley. And incomplete. Clock a minute 45 to go in the first quarter. 14-0. Johnny Wharf along with Carson Urban tonight in the booth above the action here at Don Drum Stadium as the lights start to come on. And the first quarter in its waning moments. Couple runners in the backfield. Burley's back there along with Fuller. 3 wide right side. They'll go to Burley and try to open things up, and he will go down. Good job. First hit defensively, Blake Hansen. And then Weston Davis to clean it up. And that'll bring a 3rd and what appears to be about 13 for the Spartans. Last time they were in this situation, they had a big pass play across the middle that ended up gaining 35 yards. Clock winding, just getting down near a minute to go in the first quarter. They'll box up 3 receivers on the right side. The snap is going to be fumbled, and now Fuller is going to slide back to about the original line of scrimmage. Down he goes at the 45-yard line. Pretty big fella. I would have expected him maybe to rumble for a few more, but kind of slid, and we'll bring up 4th and 10. But they get the ball to the 45, as close to midfield as they have been in this ball game in the first quarter. 14-0, Marietta on top. 35 seconds to go, first quarter time. The first 12 minutes, a lot of run plays. 12 run plays on the Tigers' first scoring drive. Fuller back to pass, looking, throwing across the middle. It is incomplete, and that will give the ball back to the Tigers on downs. Tiger football on AM 1490, FM 101.3. And again, a reminder to stick around at half. Our stats made possible by the Merrill Lynch office at 294 Front Street, Marietta. Bill Mannix, Kathy Hawk, David Treadway, Sandra Crosby, understanding the values and ideals of our community. And they can develop a customized financial strategy for your retirement, college savings, or the right strategy for what is important to you. Merrill Lynch, member FINRA SIPC. You can reach them at 740-568-7860, and we thank them for once again being a part of our Tiger football broadcast as the Tigers take over 1st and 10. turn this thing around now as the Tigers at the Richard Wright 45-yard line. And with that, handoff Weston Davis. And what would be maybe no gain on the play, and that's where that will be.
For the Spartans, number 35, Isaiah Crawford.
With that, the Tigers look for the play to come in. Second quarter just actually will start as the first quarter comes to a close. A new 12 minutes jumps up onto the clock. Will be a Tiger football when we come back. 1 quarter out of 4 in the books. It's Marietta 14 and the Spartans of Richard Wright nothing. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
Free fries now. Get your free fries. Hey, gang, it's Sarah. Just getting the word out because who doesn't like free? At your Marietta McDonald's, get free large fries when you download the McDonald's app and join My McDonald's Rewards. Get your choice of hash browns, vanilla cone, McChicken, or a cheeseburger free after your first purchase. I'm not sure what the other apps on your phone do, but let me tell you, the McDonald's app hits the spot. Get your free large fries here. Offer valid for the first-time app users at participating McDonald's. I'm loving it.
You expect to be there for them all the way. So you expect to see world-class doctors close to home. Memorial Health System's new cancer center is now open in Belpre with comprehensive care. Plus, the area's only CyberKnife for non-invasive treatments. So you can expect a lot more joy together. Memorial Health System. Expect more.
12 new minutes on the clock, and we turn this thing around as the Tigers will now be heading to the Ohio River goal. Maybe see if their luck is just as good there. They got 2 scores heading toward the Pike Street goal, and now we'll flip this thing around with the ball at the Richard Wright 45-yard line. Pass left side, complete by the Tigers, and the catch is made into Richard Wright territory at the 40-yard line, and that is Elijah Liris Kelly making the catch. A gain on the play of 5 yards will bring up 3rd and 5 for the Tigers. A little shout out to the Marietta High School girls golf team, victorious tonight as they made the road trip to Tri-Valley and are rolling back into town. Maybe try to catch part of this game and root on their fellow football Tigers here out on the field. Congratulations, ladies. There's a handoff. Zach Bartlett with the ball out across the 40-yard line to the 35. 6-yard pickup on the play will move the chains for the Tigers. That was a 3rd and 5 play. Bartlett on the carry will move the chains, and the ball will get down to about the 34-yard line.
35-yard line. 1st and 10, Marietta.
Johnny Wharf along with Carson Urban in the booth here at Don Drum Stadium. Derek Jones back at the studios of WMOA Radio. Liris Kelly wide out on the right side, and they'll roll with it left side, and this is going to be a quarterback keeper. Gerber will keep it and get down to the 30-yard line. So with that, we'll bring up 2nd and 5 and a 5-yard carry for quarterback for the Tigers. He's really doing a good job of mixing up the plays, and that is Tyler Gerber. He's just a sophomore.
2nd down and 4 for the Tigers.
And he will get back into the shotgun. And a handoff again. Bartlett gets around the first tackler and then pounds his way down inside the 20-yard line. That is all number 23, like a pinball, working his way through there. Will move the chains again. And he has been a tough one to stop. 14-yard pickup for Zach Bartlett. Last week, Bartlett, 42 carries, 212 yards, 5 touchdowns, and he is racking it up right now.
Like maybe
50 yards yet, Cars?
Yeah, Zach Bartlett is at almost 70 yards.
How many carries?
He has 13 carries.
With that, 10 minutes on the clock, so already burned a couple of minutes of that second quarter clock. official timeout on the field right now. There might be a team timeout. I'm not sure exactly what went down there, but they are moving the chains. Did you see a fumble?
I did not see a fumble.
Did occur on that
Yeah,
play.
they sure did. They're changing. The defense for the Tigers just came out,
By the Spartans.
and the Spartans got a fumble. And it must have been at the end of that strong run by Zach Bartlett. That's all I can think of. We didn't see it. They set it up. Tiger offense was getting set, and the next thing you know, they're saying that is a Spartan ball. So. With that, a handoff up the middle and a good run out for about 8 yards on the play.
Burley is out near the 25 before he is stopped by number 13, junior.
Fumble recovery. Zach Moore is the guy that got that fumble recovery
6-yard line
for the Spartans. And just second and short as the ball approaches the 30-yard line. 9 minutes, 53 seconds. Marietta 14 and Richard Wright nothing. 8 carries for 22 yards for Barley.
Official timeout.
And now they'll go out and measure as well. So again, an opportunity to hear from one of our inductees into the Marietta High School Hall of Fame. We heard from Jim Pugh last week. Actually, Damon Pugh is the son of Jim Pugh, class of 1955, going into the Hall of Fame. Have a chance to hear from Bill Ross Jr. as well. We had a chance to chat with him. And then tonight, Teresa Martinet, Teresa Pettit, class of 2006. Yeah, so Pugh, class of 2055. Brian Hardesty, really good interview with Brian as well. So hopefully we'll get to share a lot of that with you, and maybe even some cuts here at halftime as the clock winds at 9:50. And the Spartans, after they came up just a little short on the measurement, will go for a second and short. They will spread the field. I formation. First time over center for the quarterback Fuller, and he hands off to the second guy through, and he's not going to get the half a yard he needs. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. Up front defense getting it done. And there to make the play, Adam Lightfritz, and from the right side, Hudson Meisel teaming up to make that play. No gain on the play. Will bring up third and short.
Does bring up a third down and still just inches for a first down for the Spartans.
With that, they'll send out on the right side, Shaman Burley. And then running back, they'll go Burley in motion, hand off to DeMarco Corbett. And Corbett looks like he will get enough for the first down. Let's see where they mark it. Really close.
Hit by number 64, the Tiger defense at South.
Play resumes. 10. Gain on the play of 5 yards for Bartlett. We'll bring up 2nd and 5. The ball's at the 30. Tigers have really good field position. Clock's on their side at 4.5 minutes as they just continue to move the ball. I don't know that we've seen maybe but a couple of pass plays, both to Bartlett, I think, too. There's a handoff left side. They go over to big fella. They'll work Aaron Heener's side of the field. Heener on that left side tackle, 6'1", 325. The senior wears number 78. And Braden Meeks over there to his right. They've got 325, 300 on that left side with the tackle Heener and the guard Meeks. Spread it out again. And Gerber with a hard count. Looks like he's trying to draw the defense off sides. Now he'll go up under center and change the play for the line. Good discipline up front. Quick snap back. Handoff Bartlett. Why not? He works his way. Got turned around right at the first down marker, but I think the ball made it across. It should, if we see where they mark it, maybe just a touch short. And if that's the case, it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Spartans want timeout. So they want to talk things over as the Tigers will likely go for it. 4th and really short from the 25-yard line. Timeout on the field will take time as well. Marietta 14, the Spartans 6. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
People's Bank offers the most locations in Washington and Wood counties, which gives our bank customers access to walk in a door, meet with a local banker, and feel comfortable about every transaction. This is Danielle Bruni, manager of the Putnam Street location. People's Bank employs the most people of any bank in our area, so you're most likely to see us at the grocery store, ball game, or school function. At our bank, there's a reason why the word people comes first. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC.
Auto Plus understands what it's like to be a good neighbor, and it sure is nice to hear the sound of power equipment fill the air, see folks working under car and under the hood, and looking out for their neighbor. Auto Plus believes that if a town has enough people that roll up their sleeves, there just isn't much that can keep us down. Auto Plus is everything auto parts, but we do our share of pressure washers, generators, and hand sanitizer by the case. Let's face it, if the going gets tough, this is a pretty good place to be. Auto Plus, keeping the doors open in all the little river towns around the valley. As long as you roll up your sleeves, we'll have what you need.
Well, back at it, 4th and short for the Marietta High School Tigers. Ball down at the 25-yard line, and the officials will blow a whistle here prior to getting. It looked like we were already game on, and now there is an official timeout and a penalty against the Spartans. Well, that'll be the first down. If that's the case, yeah, that's a costly penalty. 5 yards is all. They just needed about a foot. I don't know that you can get a 5-inch penalty, but I think that would have done it as well. Will they line up off sides? I don't know exactly what happened, but just another. There has just been a host of penalties on this Spartan team. Had a great conversation with their coach, Morgan Taylor, today. Generous with his time with us, with lineups and all that we were bothering him for today. And kind of there's a high snap, Gerber, and what looked like a quarterback draw, and out to the 20-yard line. And with that, positive yardage on the play of a couple of yards. But yeah, a little stop, drop, and roll for us as well. We carry the Warren Warriors over on our ESPN sides of the dial. They had Logan, and Logan had some issues, couldn't play. We're trying to push it to Saturday or Sunday or Monday. And finally, Rivers says, we don't have a game. We'll come in Friday night. So that just happened yesterday of an evening that River was added to the Warren schedule. So off we went. And we have that game opposite this. There's Zach Bartlett with it. Breaks it open right side and then high steps his way into the end zone for another Zach Bartlett touchdown. That's 3 on the night. A 19-yard touchdown run for Zach Bartlett off the right side this time, opening things up. Caden Fox and Keaton Hill And Dotson Bryce over there, or Bryce Dotson over there, allowing Bartlett to then high step it inside that 5-yard line to avoid some shoestring tackles, and then puts it into the end zone. Meagle, point after attempt, punches it through. 21 for Marietta and 6 for Richard C. Wright. We'll be back with the Tiger kick. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
You expect to be there for them all the way. So you expect to see world-class doctors close to home. Memorial Health System's new cancer center is now open in Belpre with comprehensive care. Plus, the area's only CyberKnife for non-invasive treatments. So you can expect a lot more joy together. Memorial Health System. Expect more.
For more than 100 years, we've become used to seeing the name Broughton Foods in this area. And now Prairie Farms Marietta brings a fresh new look and that same great taste. Prairie Farms Marietta keeps it simple. Dedicated farmers, happy cows, real milk. We know you have many options at the grocery store. And in our world, trust and loyalty mean everything. If you're looking for the highest quality, safest dairy products and affordable options for your family, look no further than Prairie Farms Marietta.
Another Zach Bartlett touchdown and another 6 on the board, plus 1 from Meagle. And the Tigers go up 21-6. Dylan Meagle will put a boot on it again and kick it away to the Spartans awaiting. 2.5-minute mark. And the kick will be a good one, man, all the way back to the 5-yard line, but into the hands of Shamon Burley. Burley gets it around the outside of the right side and actually does a little bit of tight roping over there up the line to about the 35-yard line, and that is where, for a couple of minutes, the Spartans will see if they can't come back and find some of the magic they found on a 4th and 10. They had a 62-yard pass play to the guy that had the ball right there. Shamon Burley took it all the way into the house. The pass itself was only about 5 yards. The run after was 57 yards, and that was a lot of Shamon Burley. And a couple blockers up front as well. And so they'll see if they can't maybe find a little bit more of that magic here in 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Homecoming next week. The Ripley Vikings come to town, 7 o'clock kick. It's also Hall of Fame night, an opportunity to see those Hall of Famers, 4 in attendance, a couple Hall of Famers deceased, and with that, should be a really good ceremony, induction ceremony next Saturday at the Lafayette Hotel. And, privileged to have the opportunity to MC that event and also see my father, Big John Wharf, longtime voice of the Tigers, going into the Hall of Fame next Saturday alongside some really, really good athletes. And we'll hear from one of them tonight at halftime. There's Burley around the outside against some running room. He's got such a burst of speed when he grabs that corner, and will gain 10 on the play and move the chains. So that guy is explosive enough to change things in this ball game. But right now, the Tigers in control. 21-6 is the score at the 2-minute, 15-second mark. Teresa Pettit Martinet, our halftime guest tonight, an interview that we recorded earlier. Class of 2006 softball catcher. Just a really good athlete, all-Ohio catcher. There's a run up the middle again from Burley and a gain on the play of what appears to be another 10 yards. And they are going to stop the clock to check this one as they'll maybe look at a measurement. No, they're going to say that's first down. 45-yard line. I'm not so sure. Well, the way they're pounding out 10 yards at a time, maybe the clock is on their side. Saw what Tom Brady did last night with all of a minute 24, right? Win that game over Dallas last night. Down with 84 seconds to go. Here's a pass across the middle and a catch, and still on his feet, the receiver who's brought down. Good throw by Fuller, and probably even a better catch by Zach Moore on the backside. And that is going to move it all the way down into Tiger territory. As the pass across the middle, about 15 yards. And then back Fuller in the shotgun. He's got some time. Looks and throws, has his guy, but it slips through the fingers of Elijah Ruffin. And the incomplete pass will stop the clock at a minute 22. Marietta 21 and the Spartans 6. Bill Ross Sr. going in. Player, coach, athletic director, part of the administration, truant officer, Pappy Ross, going into the Hall of Fame as well. This is a bomb of a throw and almost caught over on the right side. You could see that the Tiger defender is kind of lining it up and trying to maybe set up to get the interception. And good job defensively
Third down and 10 for the Spartans.
Out there by Tiger number 28. And I don't see, they don't have a 28. I am sure it's Jaquel Shelton defensively that made that play. He's had a couple different numbers on. He transferred in after the season started. Here's a little jump pass across the middle, but man, look whose hands it's in. Watch out, Shimon Burley with it. And he is going to get it all the way down to the 25-yard line. And as they move the chains, the clock will stop at a minute 6. A gain on the play of 25 yards by Burley again. He's electric. So the ball will mark actually at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 wide now. Wide side of the field is the far side from the press box, the visiting side. Snap back, little one-hand grab. Fuller tries to get around his defender, and he will not do it because right there is Weston Davis. Got his hands right around the waist, ragged down that big quarterback Fuller. And Davis just with a textbook tackle there. And the clock will stop. A loss on the play of 7 yards. And with that, a timeout on the field. We'll take time as well. 42 seconds when we come back. Spartans with the ball. It's Marietta 21. Richard C. Wright 6. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
Shall we take an inventory of what's happening or just move on? This is Mike from Honest Fred's Flooring, and we decided early on that the more you look backwards, the harder it is to move forward. So, as for Advice 101, Honest Fred style, put one foot in front of the other, and if it's not on Honest Fred's Flooring, why bother? Stop in, see us, or check us out on the web.
Take a small drive to big savings. HonestFreds.com.
If you say that you're over the moon, you mean that you're very pleased about something. That describes to a T a visit to Over the Moon Pub and Pizza. Every day, enjoy 15% off purchases of $25 or more to all military and frontline responders. Paskies, pub trivia every Wednesday. Sign up at 7. The fun starts at 7:30. Thursday, slice night from 4 to 10 p.m. with pizza, pint, and pitcher specials. Only at Over the Moon Pub and Pizza, 170 Front Street, Marietta. Open 11:30 a.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Closed Sunday and Monday.
Back to action for the Spartans in the shotgun. Fuller looking, throwing in a complete pass. It looked like it was caught. A really good catch out at the 25-yard line and out of bounds to stop the clock. That's Ashton Embry. Gain on the play of 7, so they get the 7 back that they lost on the sack. Weston Davis getting the sack. And a reminder, following the game, we'll have Warren's IGA sack of the game. Back is Fuller again in the shotgun. 3 wide right side. It gets around a defender, and what almost looked like an intended play for him to run the ball. I don't know that he looked downfield long enough to, or if maybe he was just getting it collapsed on enough, and there will be an injury timeout on the field as Fuller, if nothing else, the guy's probably winded. They really have had a long drive on this play, and he's done most of the work, and that time trying to get out of some traffic. He goes down, and there is that injury timeout on the field. It's pretty good entertainment in town for the Stern Wheel Festival this weekend. Big-time fireworks tomorrow night. and a celebration that is otherwise an extremely difficult day for this country. And 20 years on, a chance to celebrate those lives lost. And I'm sure there will be a lot of good pageantry, and the fireworks will represent those folks in that time 20 years ago, and celebrate the great country that we live in. And so looking forward to that tomorrow night, as well as a full slate of college football games. The OU Bobcats will be at Peden Stadium tomorrow. Duquesne is in town. Ohio State, with the only game of two ranked teams in the country tomorrow. It's number 12 Oregon coming in a series that started back in the 50s in what would have been a Woody Hayes national championship year. The first time they met, they were part of a schedule that found the Buckeyes going on to win a national championship, I think was 1954. And of course, beat the Oregon Ducks in the 2014 national championship in Dallas as well. So we've had their number, but they will roll into the shoe tomorrow for a noon kick, 10:30 pregame. Back to action here, a new quarterback. He's going to hand it off to Burley, who gets around one tackle and then is brought down out there at about the 20-yard line as the clock should wind out, although it'll stop with 5 seconds. A gain on the play of about 10 yards. And again, it was Shaman Burley. They just find any way to get the ball in that guy's hands. They feel like maybe they can do something in 5 seconds, so it will take a final timeout of the half, and we'll see what they can do with what they have to work with. And right now, it's a guy that hasn't been on the field. His name is Santino Thomas, and he was one of the guys that's been on the sideline the whole time, and they say, Santino, you got to get out there and run the offense, man. We'll set up a runner in the backfield. And now they move.
Quarterback Tyler Gerber takes a knee, and that's going to
the ball goes to the Tigers on downs, and the Tigers will just take a knee. And with that, Marietta will take a halftime lead into the locker room here. It's the Marietta Tigers 21 and the visiting Spartans of Richard C. Wright out of Washington, D.C. 6. 21-6, Tigers on top. We'll be back with halftime from Don Drum Stadium. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
It's the kickoff sales event at Pioneer Family Auto in Marietta. Kick off the season in one of over 700 new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Ford, Lincoln, or pre-owned vehicles. Score big deals like 0% financing up to 72 months or no payments until November. We need trade-ins, so we're willing to pay over book value for vehicles like yours. And regardless of credit history, Pioneer can help you get the car you deserve. Kick off your deal at Pioneer Chevrolet, Pioneer Buick GMC, and Family Ford in Marietta, or PioneerFamilyAuto.com. Must qualify CD for details.
Auto Plus understands what it's like to be a good neighbor, and it sure is nice to hear the sound of power equipment fill the air, see folks working under car and under the hood, and looking out for their neighbor. Auto Plus believes that if a town has enough people that roll up their sleeves, there just isn't much that can keep us down. Auto Plus is everything auto parts, but we do our share of pressure washers, generators, and hand sanitizer by the case. Let's face it. If the going gets tough, this is a pretty good place to be. Auto Plus, keeping the doors open in all the little river towns around the valley. As long as you roll up your sleeves, we'll have what you need.
At Perry & Associates CPAs, we aren't just in the community, we are of the community. We work with the local colleges to bring interns into our firm and do our best to mold young minds to experience the next phase of life. Perry & Associates believes that if you give young folks a chance and positive directions, they might just stick around, and that benefits the whole community. Perry & Associates, proud to be a part of a growing community. Check us out online at perrycpas.com.
You expect to be there for them all the way. So you expect to see world-class doctors close to home. Memorial Health System's new cancer center is now open in Belpre with comprehensive care. Plus, the area's only CyberKnife for non-invasive treatments. So you can expect a lot more joy together. Memorial Health System. Expect more.
Johnny Wharf, another Spotlight interview from the class of 2006. Teresa Pettit, Martinette, All-Ohio softball player and inductee into the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame coming up on September the 18th, the 2021 class. And Teresa, I want to jump back to your early days of learning the game. And I know you played golf and volleyball, but softball was the picture I think I see on the wall down there. Talk about the family dynamic. Did you get in the wiffle ball games with the boys, or how'd that work out?
Oh, yeah. I started playing t-ball back when I was about 5 years old and just continued to play until I was old enough to play softball. But we were all the time playing wiffle ball in the backyard. My dad was playing with us all the time, and so I guess that's where it started. And I just continued to play and grow a love for the game and went all the way with it, I guess.
And then was it always there? I see where you did some fall ball or travel ball. You know, I don't know how long or when that came in, but it just seemed like such a big thing now that everybody does. But I don't know when it started, but was that something that you felt obligated to do, that you wanted to do, that you liked doing?
You know, my dad was actually the one who helped me, push me towards that. You know, I was born, I guess, with what I can say a God-given gift, or athleticism maybe, genetically from my parents. But, you know, my dad was kind of the one to show me that I was pretty good on my own as a softball player, but I had the potential to be great, I guess. And so, you know, he kind of introduced me to the fall ball and the travel ball, and that really came into play high school, I'd say, probably my freshman year. I started playing fall ball up at Muskingum, and then I would do summer travel ball with the West Virginia Heat was the team, and we'd just travel all summer. And, you know, the girls that I met on that team and all the places that we got to go, I mean, I have some lifelong friendships from playing that on that team. So it was an awesome experience, and obviously just, you know, helped contribute to the practice that I needed going forward.
Yeah, the numbers in terms of able to be great, I mean, we look at these numbers, they're staggering. 441 batting average, 43 runs batted in, 8 triples, 218 putouts. Did you know when you came up to the plate that it was a foregone conclusion that you were going to hit the ball? I mean, you had to every other time, it seems like, with an average like that.
I mean, I obviously hoped I would. And, you know, I was very confident. I felt, you know, like I had the ability to, obviously. But, you know, there's always that uncertainty when you stand up there. I always was nervous. I don't think there was ever a time that I stood up to a plate when I wasn't nervous and, you know, wasn't sure what was going to happen. And I've had my fair share of strikeouts, too. But my dad always told me that, you know, if you strike out watching, that's a sin. So I guess I just always thought I got to swing. And more times than not, I connected with.
Yeah, that's great. I always tell my daughter I'd rather see you three putt than leave a birdie putt short. So I think it's a dad thing, right? We're going to take a break.
It is.
Teresa Pettit, Martinette, class of 2006, inductee into the 2021 Hall of Fame. We'll be back with some more thoughts from Teresa after this.
Hey, it's football season, and when it comes to big plays, big hits, and big-time players, there's only one Tiger Big Drill of the game. The Tiger Big Drill of the game is made possible by the Fry Dental Group. Sure, they whiten teeth, fix cavities, and make bad teeth better, but make no mistake about it. When it comes Friday night, they get fired up for football. The Tiger Big Drill of the game, brought to you by the Fry Dental Group, 1309 Green Street. Exceptional dentistry for extraordinary smiles.
Getting that big promotion must feel good. Why not celebrate moving up by moving into a new home? Hi, this is Steve McCarthy with Real Living McCarthy Real Estate, and life is full of those them moments, meaning if I knew them what I know now. Real estate is at the top of the list. Let us help you calculate the money you would spend on paying rent compared to the equity you could build in your own home or condo. We've been at this for more than 60 years, so we've watched a lot of them moments turn into now moments. Real Living McCarthy Real Estate, 318 2nd Street, Marietta. Underall is the land. Own some of it.
If you say that you're over the moon, you mean that you're very pleased about something. That describes to a T a visit to Over the Moon Pub and Pizza. Every day, enjoy 15% off purchases of $25 or more to all military and frontline responders. Paskey's Pub Trivia every Wednesday. Sign up at 7. The fun starts at 7:30. Thursday, Slice Night from 4 to 10 p.m. with pizza, pint, and pitcher specials. Only at Over the Moon Pub and Pizza, 170 Front Street, Marietta. Open 11:30 a.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Closed Sunday and Monday.
It's the kickoff sales event at Pioneer Family Pre-Owned Autos in Williamstown. With our huge selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Score big with a deal to fit your payment or budget. Plus, we desperately need pre-owned vehicles, so we're willing to pay over book value for trade-ins, just like yours. Bring your current credit information for guaranteed finance options and your best deal. Regardless of credit history, Pioneer can help you get the car you deserve. Pioneer Family Pre-Owned Autos in Williamstown, West Virginia, or pioneerfamilyauto.com. Let's qualify CD for details.
Johnny Wharf on a Spotlight interview with Teresa Pettit, Martinet, class of 2006. You've been talking about your dad a little bit, so there's the mentoring that comes in, but talk about some of the other folks or coaches or things that stand out that maybe were mentors.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like relationships with coaches are so important with, whether you aim the game that you're playing or not. And I understand that more than anybody being a teacher. And, Mark Eschball was the varsity coach when I started playing my freshman year in high school. And I started out on JV, but I think it was, I'm not exactly sure, either my first or second game, Mark Eschball had called me up and said, he wanted to move me to varsity. And I was really intimidated because all my friends were on JV, and all the varsity squad was made up of juniors and seniors with one sophomore. So that was really intimidating to me as a freshman. And I don't know, Mark, what his approach was, but when I first came on the team, he told one of the current catcher, he said, "This is Teresa Pettit, and she's here to take your position." So I don't know if that was his way of motivating me, but, he really believed that I could play on varsity. He gave me the chance and, just kind of told me that he thought I was good enough to be there, and that, he was going to help show me that I was good enough to be there. And I think that was all it took. Once he gave me the chance and kind of threw me into the wolves, I guess, that really motivated me. So he was really great. And then, obviously John Dowdy was my coach for the remainder of my softball career. And, he just built up this great team morale, and everybody felt like they were important on the team. Everybody felt needed. We felt like a family on that team when he was coaching. And we had a lot of fun, and it was just such a great experience, and it made us want to come to practice. He made us want to work hard and just love the game. It wasn't always so strict, and, we just enjoyed being together and playing. And so he definitely helped motivate me as well.
Teresa Pettit, Martinet, class of 2006, 2021 inductee into Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame. A win or a play, best memory, if you think back, is there one that you go back to and say, man, that was a game, I'd love to do it all over again?
Yes, and it's one of the only games I really remember, but we were playing Warren, our, heated rival, as you know, and we were away at Warren, and we ended up beating them 3-0, and it was this huge storm was getting ready to roll in. The clouds were, black. The whole sky was black, and we ended up beating them, and we ran to the pitcher's mound on their field to celebrate at the end of the game, and their coach at the time had just made them run laps around the field kind of around us celebrating. And I just remember that being such a joyous time because we always struggled when we played them, and they gave us such a good fight all the time. So to be able to beat them and, beat them on their field, it was a really great memory. I think a lot of us will remember.
Teresa, as you look back at players in terms of, one or two maybe that you still are in touch with, you said even from the younger days you still have people that you are in touch with.
Yeah, so definitely some of my girlfriends from high school, Nicole Best, and, Tara Bradford was the other part of the battery there. She was our pitcher. Ironically enough, she actually works with my mother now. I also keep in touch with a few of the girls I played travel ball with. My good friend Jordan, she actually was the maid of honor in my wedding. We roomed together when we went to Wheeling Jesuit. And so, like I said, just some of those friendships of the girls I played with, they're life lasting.
Some of these, some folks, if there's intramural or whatever the case is, and I've always wondered this, when it stops, does it stop? I mean, how do you get to keep playing softball after that last competitive pitch is thrown? So what do you do now to stay in shape or get that feeling back?
Good question. For me, I feel like it did stop abruptly, and that was hard to get used to. I played at Wheeling Jesuit in college for 2 years, and I transferred to Marietta College, where I talked to Coach Arbuckle about playing, but unfortunately, transferring through college, I was several classes behind, and I already graduated as a fifth-year senior. And so it just wasn't in the time frame of my graduation to play at Marietta College. But I've kept in touch with, the Alumni Association at Wheeling Jesuit, and here in about a month, they're going to be having an alumni softball game up here. Yeah, so we get to play against some of the other alumni, and I don't know how it's going to go. I haven't thrown competitively in a very long time. I haven't played competitively in a very long time. But, just try to keep up with it as far as, just playing with friends and my kids. I'm starting to teach my almost 3-year-old, how to hit a ball off a tee. And so as far as competitive play, it's pretty non-existent. But, I'd love to be a coach one day, and being a teacher, I really have a great opportunity to make that happen. So maybe as my kids begin to get older, that will be something that, I can look into to further my passion.
Well, just get your kids intrigued by putting HOF 21 behind your name when you sign it on things. That'll really get them thinking, all right? Hey, congratulations.
All right.
Thank you for your time. We look forward to getting together with you on the 18th. Congratulations.
Great. Hey, thank you.
Is it safe to put on our dancing shoes? You better believe it. And Dancing with the Docs Season 5 is set for People's Bank Theater for the evening of October 23rd. A whole new cast of dancing doctors will take to the stage and raise money for Ronald McDonald House charities. With a dentist, a veterinarian, a therapist, a chiropractor, dancing educators, and a surgeon. Oh my! This isn't Halloween early. It's Dancing with the Docs Season 5, October 23rd. Tickets now available at the People's Bank Theater website.
Hey, it's football season, and when it comes to big plays, big hits, and big-time players, there's only one Tiger Big Drill of the game. The Tiger Big Drill of the game is made possible by the Fry Dental Group. Sure, they whiten teeth, fix cavities, and make bad teeth better, but make no mistake about it. When it comes Friday night, they get fired up for football. The Tiger Big Drill of the game, brought to you by the Fry Dental Group, 1309 Green Street. Exceptional dentistry for extraordinary smiles.
Count on Apex True Value to help you maintain your driveway. Today, a 4.75-gallon bucket of Blackjack Drive Max 1000 Fast Dry Driveway Filler and Sealer is just $24.99. This heavy vehicle advanced gel formula is fast and easy to apply. It's also urethane enhanced for longer life and stays durable for up to 10 years. In a hurry, Drive Max 1000 is foot traffic ready in just 1 hour. Head over to Apex True Value for this bargain of the month, along with other outdoor home maintenance products while supplies last.
Call Walter J. McCarthy for the best in real estate. Oh, for those of us who've been a part of this community for a long time, that jingle would conjure up some good memories when a real estate guy by the name of Walter J. McCarthy would put in a good day's work, enjoy his family and friends, and figure out a way to do it just a little bit better the next day. This is Steve McCarthy from Real Living McCarthy Real Estate, proud to be a second-generation realtor in my hometown. So if you want to buy or sell, then Walt's the man for you. Real Living McCarthy Real Estate, serving the area since 1957.
Welcome back to Don Drum Stadium, the home of the Tigers. Marietta Tiger football tonight, leading a team coming in from Washington, D.C. 21-6 the score. Richard C. Wright, the Spartans on the short end of that. The Tigers looking to improve to 500 on the season, coming off an overtime win last week over the Athens Bulldogs, trying to get back to 2-2 after opening up with a couple of losses. And Carson Urban and Johnny Wharf high above Don Drum Stadium. Reese Gerber in between us as well, coming up to join the fray. And Carson, let's take a look at some of the scoring from this first half.
Yeah, Zach Bartlett with all 3 touchdowns for the first half. His first touchdown was in the first quarter with 5 minutes and 1 second left. It was a 10-yard play, and point after attempt was good. In the first quarter, 3 minutes and 6 seconds, Bartlett had another 7-yard run right into the end zone. And then after that, second quarter at 5:38, Burleigh had a nice 6-yard run into the end zone. He's got 12 carries for 70 yards on the night. He's not doing too bad. Zach Bartlett has 18 carries for 160 yards tonight.
All right. I would only correct you on one thing, because I think it was Burleigh's 62-yard pass that went into the end zone. So that was the 4th and 10 play, and they pass it out across over the line, maybe about a 5-yard pass, quarterback to receiver, and then Shamon Burleigh did the rest. He went another 57 yards, so that was their touchdown. To tighten the screws a little bit, but the Tigers answered and got that 3rd touchdown of the night from Bartlett. This is the same guy that scored 5 touchdowns in a victory over Athens. Tigers lead 21-6, but the biggest thing, and you can tell me what's happening in the locker room right now, but if I'm Coach Shobe, I'm going to say know where number 5 is all the time, because the guy can get it done. And I think we've seen him come out of a slot. We've seen him in the backfield. We've seen him on defense. We've seen him pitch to him. We've seen him set up beside the quarterback. So they want to get the ball into number 5's hands. The coach told me coming in, he's our guy. And so that is their featured back. And if I'm Coach Shobe, I say keep it away, or just know where that guy is all the time. So tell me a little bit about halftime. What do you guys do down there? Kick back? Do you get pumped up, or what?
Yeah, stay ready. I mean, they're beating them 21-6 right now. Coach Shobe's going to tell them, keep the energy up, keep the adrenaline up, and we got to finish this game.
Tigers back on the field. They are getting warmed up. We're going to come back and tell you about a couple more Hall of Fame inductees going into the Marietta High School Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony next Saturday. 2021 class going in, 6 folks going in. You'll hear from a few of those when we come back.
People's Bank offers the most locations in Washington and Wood counties, which gives our bank customers access to walk in a door, meet with a local banker, and feel comfortable about every transaction. This is Danielle Bruni, manager of the Putnam Street location. People's Bank employs the most people of any bank in our area, so you're most likely to see us at the grocery store, ball game, or school function. At our bank, there's a reason why the word people comes first. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC.
From farm to family favorites, you want only the best for your family. And your trusted dairy, Prairie Farms Marietta, formerly Broaden Foods, is passionate about the purity of the dairy products that they produce. It's part of the favorite meal you'll make when the kids come back home. From every birthday cake you bake to every measuring cup you pour, and when a recipe becomes a family treasure. From our family to yours, Prairie Farms Marietta, because your family deserves the very best.
The darndest thing happens when good folks get cooped up at home. It makes the phone ring at Honest Fred's Flooring. Go figure. It's probably just a coincidence, but we have a hunch. The more you hang out in a space, the more you think how much nicer it would look if you would have invested in new flooring. And boom, that's when the phone rings. And if you call, we'll answer.
Take a small drive to big savings. HonestFreds.com.
Well, Aaron Heener and Stephon Fuller at midfield as they discuss who's going to get the ball. That'd be the Tigers, who deferred from the beginning. We have an opportunity here for a moment to look at some of the Hall of Famers no longer with us from the class of 1955. Jim Pugh, I had a chance to catch up with his son Damon, and he set the record straight from a story from his dad's old playing days.
Well, yeah, he said he had a guy that followed him in the local newspaper, and not always the friendliest coverage, but he said he was playing defense because he played end and deflected a pass in the end zone. And apparently the guy took a picture of it because the next day the picture was in the paper and the caption read, "Jim Pugh dropped it." So he, since he wasn't playing offense, he thought it was funny that they told him that, he dropped the ball. So he never dropped it, just for the record.
Also going into the hall, Bill Ross Sr., Pappy Ross, a lot of us knew him as, and his son, Bill Ross Jr., talked about a favorite memory of his dad.
As we'd come home from the games and so forth, it'd be, he was always hashing out what had happened and, talking about the game. And so many times, we were giving, another Hall of Famer, Bill Robinson, a ride home. So I'd sit in the back seat and listen to them talk about the game, play-by-play, and analyze the game. And that was quite interesting.
Yeah, in the coming weeks, we'll hear from Big John Wharf going into the hall as well in an interview that I did with him before he passed back in 1996. Brian Hardesty, class of 2002. We heard from Teresa Pettit earlier tonight, and then Bill Sutton as well we'll hear from next week as well, and that is your induction class 6 going into the 2021 Athletic Hall of Fame. But we're back underway here. Tigers will get the ball and get off to a good start as they get it up the middle, and looks like Carson Chavez out in front blocking the way, and a return of 35 yards on the return for the Tigers. And with that, we're underway in the second half. Tigers 21 and the Spartans 6 on a Sternwell Festival weekend. A beautiful night for football here under the lights at Don Drum Stadium. I've got the old guard with me from last year. Reese Gerber, quarterback, lineman, Carson Urban up here with the headset. And so with that, a handoff up the middle. And this is going to be Weston Davis on the carry. A little misdirection. They had Bartlett going off right tackle. They send Weston Davis up over center. Stukara, and a gain on the play of a couple of yards would bring up 2nd and 8. A cool facility, you'd think, for this Spartan team to come into and say, wait a minute, we're playing on a gray field? Probably a first time for a lot of them. This is going to be Gerber around the outside. He reverses field and is going to get around a defender. Now across midfield, now to the 40 into Spartan territory as he gets the ball down inside the 40-yard line. So a play that started back at the 40 is going to find the other 40 on the other end. A gain on the play of 17 yards for Tyler Gerber. And a good job to recognize that the defense had overloaded the left side in reverse field. Typically, that is not going to work out for you when you reverse field like that and head the other way. In this case, pretty good footwork from Tyler Gerber to get a 17-yard pickup, move the chains again, 1st and 10 for the Marietta High School Tigers, who allow that timeout to run over, talk to the coach quickly, and then get back out there and set without a huddle. We'll see Lyris Kelly coming in and then a timeout. I'm not so sure that they had that set up the way they wanted to. So with that being said, just a minute into the second half, Marietta marching the ball. They lead 21-6 over the Spartans of Richard C. Wright. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
If you say that you're over the moon, you mean that you're very pleased about something. That describes to a T a visit to Over the Moon Pub and Pizza. Every day, enjoy 15% off purchases of $25 or more to all military and frontline responders. Paskey's Pub Trivia every Wednesday. Sign up at 7. The fun starts at 7:30. Thursday, Slice Night from 4 to 10 p.m. with pizza, pint, and pitcher specials. Only at Over the Moon Pub and Pizza, 170 Front Street, Marietta. Open 11:30 a.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Closed Sunday and Monday.
Do have a chance here with timeout still on the field to check in with Hall of Famer from the class of 2002, Brian Hardesty. And a chance I had to talk to him, and he talked about his dad and how much he helped his success.
he always instilled hard work into me. And, he told me, we don't have a name in this area, but that doesn't matter. It's a work ethic and the hard work you put into it. So, if you keep your nose down and grind, and really I thank both my parents for that, because they, we grew up on a farm and we didn't have a whole lot, so you had to work for everything you had. So just that work ethic, I think, helped me excel with sports in high school and even on in college at Cincinnati.
Second down and 8 for the Tigers.
Good stuff. We'll hear more from Brian Hardesty as well, along with the other Hall of Famers. Weston Davis gets the carry as play resumes, a 3-yard pickup. And then the Tigers go back to Bartlett. I think the first time Zach's touched it from carrying the tote. 1-yard pickup for Bartlett, probably the shortest gain he's had tonight. But what were his numbers coming in out of the first half, Carson?
19 carries for 106 yards.
Johnny Wharf along with Carson Urban here at Don Drum Stadium, the home of the Tigers. Marietta hosting this team out of D.C., a charter school that specializes for these kids in communications and art, I believe, is the charter. This is going to be a quarterback draw, and with it is Gerber getting back to the line of scrimmage, and then a fumble on the play. But the Tigers, oh no, they didn't get it back. Man, I thought they jumped on it, but 'tis not the case. That is going to be the second Tiger turnover on a fumble as it pops out. And the Spartans get a little break, because I think the Tigers were on a pretty good roll there. They were working the clock. It was a little reminiscent of their first drive of this ball game. The Tigers deferred to get the kick in the second half. They held down the Spartans on their first offensive set. And then the Tigers ran 12 plays and put the first points on the board and haven't looked back. They lead 21-6, but they just gave the Spartans a little bit of hope here. Back to pass across the middle. There's their guy. He's got it, and he's off to the races. That's Burley. Shimon Burley gets it around the outside, 40, 45, 50-yard line, back to midfield. And there is a flag on the play. How many times they've broken open, including a kickoff return. And then there's the laundry back about the line of scrimmage, which was the 32-yard line. So in what was a
17-yard run.
17-yard run after pass. It was the same pass play across the middle. They set up the screen with the blockers out in front of Shimon Burley, and then off he goes, and he's the one that took that one 62 yards in the first half. This one 17 yards, as Carson just said, and yet they're going to bring it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage, tack another 5 on top of it. It'll be 1st and 15, all for naught. Probably don't even let Burley catch his breath before they're going to give it to him again. He's in motion, and they will give it to him again. He cuts it back up in over his center, and will be brought down with a host of Tigers down front.
He stopped immediately by number 33 of the Tiger defense, Hudson Meisel.
Looks like Braden Shaw and Meisel teaming up on the tackle there. Clock at 9 minutes. That's third quarter time rolling here in the third quarter. Marietta 21, Richard C. Wright 6. All those points coming in the first half, as we are now approaching the 8-minute mark here of the second half. Pass across the middle, and the catch is made for an 11-yard pickup. The catch made on the play by Jaquan Thomas, and he thought this was the NFL, man. He got up after he caught it and started running again, and that'll give him a 3rd and 5. 11-yard pass play complete to Jaquan Thomas. Fuller back to pass again. Passes it left side. Bartlett had it right through his hand. So would have been a second interception of the night. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? But Zach Bartlett thinks right now he should have and could have had that one, and it just slipped right through his hands. He saw it coming, and with that, a little bit of new life for Fuller and the Spartan team, but I don't know how much life you have at 4th and 4, and you're back at the 40, and you're going to go for it. So we'll see if this is a put on or if they're going to go for it at 4th and 5, and they are. Fuller back to pass, little play action, Across the middle, ball is tipped. Bartlett again had his hands on it and tipped it up in the air, and it will fall incomplete, and the ball will get back to the Tigers on downs, and they've got really good field position. We've only seen the single punt from this Richard C. Wright team, and otherwise have gone for it, and successfully in that right as well, with, if you think about the 4th and 10 that they scored on, a 62-yard pass play. 8 minutes on the clock. That's third quarter time. And I suppose these folks rolled in here from D.C. I see 1, 2, 3. There's a run up the middle on the right side on Zach Bartlett. Up the middle, out across the 45. They're down into Spartan territory, so down across the 35-yard line is where they'll mark it at the 34. But I'm going to say 10 at the most fans across the way. And we hope others are listening. We sent them the link to our video stream, and also told their coach to let folks know that they could tune in on our app at WMOA 1490, so we hope folks are listening in the greater D.C. area. This is a run for Gerber up the middle. He's got an open window, and he goes through it and stretches it all the way down inside the 15-yard line. A good job by the 6'1", 185-pound sophomore quarterback Tyler Gerber on the carry. That'll be on the 13. Any relation? Distant. Reese Gerber with us in the booth tonight as well. Johnny Wharf along with Carson Urban. We stretch the alums up here, the class of 2020 and the class of 1981 with your old man, Reese. 6 minutes, 52 seconds. And the Tigers get the ball just outside the 10-yard line. That was a 1-yard pickup on the last carry. And with that, we'll bring up 2nd and 9. There is an opportunity for a first down inside the 3-yard line. Bryson Chavez, the wide out on the left side. Lyris Kelly on the right. Handoff up the middle. Bartlett 5-3, and probably will move the chains for 1st and goal as he goes down and around the 2-yard line. And I think that's right where he can move the chains. I think it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1, and that is the case.
Another Tiger first down. It's going to be 1st and goal.
I'll bet they go to number 23. What do you think? We'll see what happens. As the play comes in from the sideline, Tigers looking to put another 6 on the board here in what would be the first quarter's scoring, or the first scoring of this third quarter. Chavez left, Lyris Kelly right, up the middle. Bartlett end zone, still standing when he gets to the back of the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. And a little celebration between he and Bryson Chavez in the back of the end zone before he hands that ball back to the official. That'll make it 27-6, and Dylan Meagle will like to add another one as well. Tigers scoring at the River goal. They've had 2 touchdowns at either end of the field, and the southpaw will push it up and through Dylan Meagle. Add another one to this one for the Tigers. Marietta 28 and Richard C. Wright 6 will have the kick. When we come back, you're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
Auto Plus understands what it's like to be a good neighbor, and it sure is nice to hear the sound of power equipment fill the air, see folks working under car and under the hood, and looking out for their neighbor. Auto Plus believes that if a town has enough people that roll up their sleeves, there just isn't much that can keep us down. Auto Plus is everything auto parts, but we do our share of pressure washers, generators, and hand sanitizer by the case. Let's face it, if the going gets tough, this is a pretty good place to be. Auto Plus, keeping the doors open in all the little river towns around the valley. As long as you roll up your sleeves, we'll have what you need.
Perry & Associates CPAs knows your business, and they know business taxes. They take the hassle out of your business accounting. Perry & Associates, where professional accountants are solving complex tax problems. They are distinctive in their services and dedicated to you paying the least amount of taxes legally possible. Call Perry & Associates today with 5 convenient locations in Marietta, Vienna, Cambridge, St. Clairsville, and Wheeling.
Warren High School leading River over on our ESPN sides of the dial, and the Fort Frye Cadets up now 20-7 at Zanesville. What a big win that would be for the cadet program that is flying pretty high. Tigers score here. Speaking of flying high, they lead 28-6, and Dylan Meagle will put a pretty good foot on one. It is grabbed by Ashton Emberly, and he works his way out to the 20-yard line. Get a little bit of sideline action there as he gets it out near the 25-yard line. I think he stepped out maybe at the 24, and that's where the Spartans will take over 1st and 10, and we'll get another look at this Tiger defense up front. Jeremiah Saffel, Blake Hansen, Blake Bills, and Hudson Meisels had a good game. Zach Bartlett, one of your outside linebackers, along with Adam Lightfritz, inside Weston Davis and Braden Shaw, Skylar Adams, Junior Smith, Jaquel Shelton, defensive backs for the Tigers. And Fuller back. Remember, Fuller went down on the backside of that second quarter, and they brought another quarterback in for a few plays before turning it over on downs to end the half. And Fuller will pass here on the right side. So got better at halftime and has been back out there ever since. Pass out on the right side. Catch was made, but actually behind the line of scrimmage. So Emberly, a loss of a yard on a pass play. They just try to get him open out on the flat, let him go to work. Such athletic players is what they're trying to do. Must be Hawaiian night down here for the student section, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. Everyone's got their Hawaiian shirt on.
All right. This is a run up the middle, and Shaman Burley with the carry, and a gain on the play of about 6 yards.
Spot the ball on the 30-yard line.
Again, so Sternwell Festival weekend this weekend, rolling into a Hall of Fame weekend, and homecoming next weekend for Marietta. Ripley will be the opponent. Fuller to pass across the middle. He's got his guy, and he's got a first down. So if Amberley lost one on the last one, on this one he's going to gain about 11. So he gets the one back he lost, gets another 10, move the chains, and the Spartans are trying to stay relevant in the latter part of a third quarter, and they are down in a game 28-6, trying to answer the third quarter score in the backfield. Man, he got hit well in the backfield, but Burley just buries, just kind of works his way out across the 45, approaching midfield, in a 7-yard pickup that was all number 5. He actually got hit back in the backfield, then worked his way. He's not a huge guy. He's just so strong and so quick. We'll see a wide out on the left side, Jacon Thomas. He's caught a few passes. 2 wides on the short side as well. Ball's really, though, in the middle of the field. Fuller looking sidelines deep, down the field, bounces up in the air, and a good job defensively down there by the Tigers for Jaquel Shelton. He's got number 28 on. Had a different number last week. He's a transfer. He's playing in the defensive backfield, but a good job to really size that up and reach up and make a play. Jaquel Shelton defensively for the Tigers. In motion from the left side, fake handoff. Second guy through is going to be DeMarco Corbett. Just a hard yard on the play for number 3, DeMarco Corbett. He's a linebacker, and you hear these names both ways, and I know you guys both did some of that both way stuff. That can wear on you a while. We got Reese Gerber, last year's Tiger quarterback. Carson Urban up here in the booth with me, and appreciate his help tonight. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Fuller back to pass across the middle. This one up in the air, and it's going to be a pickoff. And once again, Jaquel Shelton, right place, right time. Funny how that happens a lot with number 28. Right place, right time. And another interception, third of the night, I think, for the Tigers. And with that, the ball back in their hands. So you kind of like to get the turnover for the turnover. Remember, the Tigers had their second fumble here in this third quarter. So trying to even things up. I know Coach Schob wants no turnovers and no penalties, but inevitably there will be a few of those in a hard-fought game. Got a blitz on, and Gerber's going to get away from the first guy, but not anybody else. They sent the house, and there was just nowhere to go. Ultimately, it was Curtis Williams who made the tackle, and a loss of 7 on the play will hurt the stats of Tyler Gerber a little bit, but maybe he'll get those back. You just saw defensive backfield, linebackers, front line surging forward in force. Man, if Gerber could have just flipped one out over the top, catch Chavez or Kelly. This is Gerber on the run, trying to get those 7 back. He lost. He's going to do it, too, across the 50 into Spartan territory at around the 45, 46-yard line. Gain on the play of 11. Lose him, get him right back. Good job by number 10 to make that happen right side. Good blocking out in front of him as well. Weston and Zach with the blocking out front, and really on that right side all across the board. They had Keaton Hill, Caden Fox, and Stakara kind of leading the way on that charge. Approaching the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Gerber rolling right again on a keeper. Waited a little too long for the blockers this time, and will not go too far this time with Nazea Crawford and DeMarco Corbett making a play, and a gain of 5 yards on the play. Will bring up 4th down for the Tigers. And 4th and probably a long yard, maybe a short 2, with the ball resting at the Spartan 43-yard line, just outside of that hash mark. And the Tigers appear that they are going to go for it here on 4th down. The clock winding at 1:26. Marietta leads 28-6. Lyris Kelly wide left, slot to the same. Handoff Bartlett, hit at the line of scrimmage, and will not get the first down. They mark it just shy of the first down. Both officials on either side of that play in about the same spot. And so the Tigers will turn it over on downs for the first time tonight. And with that, in 1:11 for the Spartans. The only goal they've scored in has been the Pike Street goal. So they did it from about this spot as well. Remember, this 62-yard pass play that was a whole lot of Shimon Burley. And Burley in the backfield right now with his quarterback Fuller. And they're going to go deep sideline, looking, throwing, and again right through the hands. And you can see him slap the turf, but Jaquan Thomas had that ball go right through his hands. I think he was a little ahead of his defender. It was a really good, you got to see the wares of Fuller there, a really good pass down the line. And when they look at that one on film on the way home, they're going to say, whoa, should have caught that one, right? But a good job. Had to come back to it a little bit. And now Thomas will come and set up on this left side, looking at the official. Am I close enough? As he lines up on the ball. And this is a pass across the middle into the hands of Burley, and nearly ran into his own guy. Now cuts it up the middle, and he's going to move the chains. He's still on his feet. I thought he was down. He's off now to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Shimon Burley, 52-yarder to go along with his 62-yarder. That same play across the middle. That is what we talked about at halftime, Carson. Keep it away from number 5. The guy is fun to watch. I will say that, though. Number 5 gets the catch and then races. Of the 52, the pass was probably 4. And the rest was Burley, to the point where he disappeared in the middle of a dust storm in the middle of the field and then came out of it and took it down the sidelines into the end zone. They will go for 2. But they've added 6 to the previous 6. It's 28-12. And the Spartans feel a little bit of momentum shift as Fuller is in the backfield along with Zach Moore. And then a pass on to the right side into the hands again of Burley, but they will not be able to get this one into the end zone as Shaquille will make the tackle. And with that, we'll kick it off to the Tigers. So we'll take a break. Marietta 28. The Spartans put another 6 up. They have 12. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
For the most part, at Real Living McCarthy Real Estate, we are looking forward, but sometimes it's nice to stop and reflect. That's right, turn off the phone, sit on the porch, and reminisce. You might be surprised how productive it makes the rest of your day. This is Steve McCarthy from Real Living McCarthy Real Estate. When the doors opened on this business in 1957, the average price of a new home was $12,000. Gas was 24 cents, and a Swanson TV dinner, 75 cents. Okay, enough of that. The point I want to make is if you need a place with a good front porch to sit and think, I'd love to help you find it.
Is it safe to put on our dancing shoes? You better believe it. And Dancing with the Docs Season 5 is set for People's Bank Theater for the evening of October 23rd. A whole new cast of dancing doctors will take to the stage and raise money for Ronald McDonald House charities. With a dentist, a veterinarian, a therapist, a chiropractor, dancing educators, and a surgeon. Oh my! This isn't Halloween early. It's Dancing with the Docs Season 5, October 23rd. Tickets now available at the People's Bank Theater website.
Well, the Tigers give up one, and it was Shamon Burley in a 52-yard run after catch, and tightens it up a little bit. 16-point game. It's Marietta 28 and the Spartans 12, but they still have the same MO. Keep an eye on number 5 as the Spartans will kick it away for just the 3rd time tonight. And the Tigers will have Shaquille Shelton back deep, along with Weston Davis. And who else is back there? Skylar Adams. This is an onside kick. Bobbled a little bit, and then covered up by the Tigers right at about the 45-yard line. But one of the big fellas up front, you're supposed to just jump on it. He thought, you know what, I might just pick this up and rumble on down the road. Did you score a touchdown?
I did not.
No?
Never got the chance.
You know, did you ever pick one up and go? I thought you did. I thought I saw you rumbling with the ball one time. Just scared the heck out of me. I thought you were going to. No, maybe not.
I had a lot of fumble recoveries. Maybe that was it.
Bat one down, fumble recovery. 34 seconds to go, 3rd quarter time. Johnny Wharf, Carson Urban. High above the field here at Don Drum Stadium. And a handoff up the middle. That's Zach Bartlett across the line of scrimmage. A pickup of a yard for ZB. Is just adding to the tote. Unofficially, what do you got? How many yards for ZB?
Zach Bartlett's going to have 17 carries for, or actually he's going to have 24 carries for 136 yards.
Yeah, stacking it up. Timeout on the field. This is a timeout by the Marietta High School Tigers. Oh, actually, no, it isn't. It's a timeout for the quarter break. 4th quarter comes up. A new 12 minutes on the clock. That will represent the 4th quarter of football. Marietta 28 and the Spartans of Richard C. Wright 12. Quarter number 4. When we come back, you're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
Hey, it's football season, and when it comes to big plays, big hits, and big-time players, there's only one Tiger Big Drill of the game. The Tiger Big Drill of the game is made possible by the Fry Dental Group. Sure, they whiten teeth, fix cavities, and make bad teeth better, but make no mistake about it. When it comes Friday night, they get fired up for football. The Tiger Big Drill of the game. Brought to you by the Fry Dental Group, 1309 Green Street. Exceptional dentistry for extraordinary smiles.
Count on Apex True Value to help you maintain your driveway. Today, a 4.75-gallon bucket of Blackjack Drive Max 1000 Fast Dry Driveway Filler and Sealer is just $24.99. This heavy vehicle advanced gel formula is fast and easy to apply. It's also urethane enhanced for longer life and stays durable for up to 10 years. In a hurry, Drive Max 1000 is foot traffic ready in just 1 hour. Head over to Apex True Value for this bargain of the month, along with other outdoor home maintenance products while supplies last.
Fourth quarter underway. Tigers will have the ball. Again, Zach Bartlett will move the chains, and that's something he has done a lot tonight. Stick around post-game for our stats made possible by Merrill Lynch, member of FINRA SIPC. Located 294 Front Street, downtown Marietta. Merrill Lynch, they know that just like in tonight's game, there's a strategy, a game plan, and a hopeful outcome. The same should hold true for your investments, your retirement, in your financial future. Call Bill Mannix at 740-568-7860, and he will offer a tried and tested financial game plan. Go Tigers. Another run, 10-yard pickup again as Tigers really close to moving the chains again. Maybe a 9-yard pickup on the play. Zach Bartlett.
33-yard line.
It will be a second and short for the Tigers. Again, the Ohio State Buckeyes tomorrow. That is a noon kickoff home opener from the shoe. The Ducks of Oregon at number 12 in the country come in. The Buckeyes jumped up to number 3. Chavez wide left side. And a handoff up the middle again to Zach Bartlett. Will move the chains as he gets it across the 30, inside the 30-yard line to the 28. Marietta 28 and the Spartans 12. Pre-game tomorrow, we'll have our high school football wrap-up show, and we'll hear from a lot of the area coaches. Looks like Warren's going to win their game against River. A little throw-together game, and we talked to Coach Kimes earlier tonight, and it's not easy to do. Just bring a team in that you haven't prepared for. But it looks like they've got it figured out. Worry about your own, I think, in that case. And then this is Bartlett again on the carry. This time he skips it outside. So seemed a little clogged up, and he just worked with it right down the line as he tried to go over Stakara, between Stakara and Caden Fox, and just working it was Keaton Hill and Dotson on the right side to make some room, and then we'll move the chains again. That's another great carry from Zach Bartlett as he approaches the 150-yard mark, 170. What do you got?
He just passed the 150 mark.
All right. Clock running at 9:45, fourth quarter time. Chavez, left side, big wide side of the field, again up the middle. This is Bartlett, works his way down inside the 10-yard line to the 5. Should move the chains again. And that will bring up first and goal, 10-yard pickup on the 1st and 10. We'll move the chains, and now first and goal with the ball at the, check that, the ball at the 8-yard line. So first and goal from the 8 for the Marietta Tigers. Looking to get back that 6 they gave up in this quarter. Break huddle. Stakara over center. Handoff. Bartlett works his way down to the 5-yard line. 3-4-yard pickup for Zach Bartlett. Second and goal from the 4 for the Tigers.
Bring up second and goal.
Thank all the Hall of Famers for taking time with me. Just had a great conversation with Bill Sutton, the class of 1974. Arguably the best player to come through the halls of Marietta High School on the basketball court, Bill Sutton. Here's a handoff. Bartlett again, he's going to be stood up, this time at the line of scrimmage. I say again, but he hasn't been stood up much tonight at the line of scrimmage, if once maybe, but he has just managed to move it. And so with that, the ball is going to fall back a yard, so we'll lose a yard and get back to the 5. 3rd and goal from the 5. As the play comes in from Bryce Dotson. And Colton. Dotson will set up in the slot left side. Chavez wide. Quarterback keeper pushing it. Gerber trying to squeeze it into the end zone. He gets down awfully close, but just not quite there. It's going to bring up 4th and goal and a 5-yard pickup right to that end zone line. Good hard run for Tyler Gerber. And now we'll bring up a chance to get bold, if you will. 4th and goal from inside a foot. And
I have a feeling it's going to Zach Bartlett.
You just got a sneaking feeling that number 23 might get the call here to carry the mail. We'll see what happens as they break huddle. Lyris Kelly right, Chavez left, full house, backfield. Number 23, they key on him. He turns, he spins, he's in. Yeah, Zach Bartlett was hit hard, stood him up, and all he did was spin around and reach for the end zone line and put another 6 on the board. 23 can do no wrong tonight.
Yeah, that Tiger line has been dominating all night long.
Great job up front, right over center, and a good job to realize that there was an opening on that right side as Fox kept pushing, create that opportunity. There's the ball that is kicked and just misses. It was, I don't know if it was touched or not, but Dylan Meagle comes up a little short on the point after. But with that, Marietta 34 and the Richard Wright Spartans 12. You're listening to the voice of the Tigers.
People's Bank offers the most locations in Washington and Wood counties, which gives our bank customers access to walk in a door, meet with a local banker, and feel comfortable about every transaction. This is Danielle Bruni, manager of the Putnam Street location. People's Bank employs the most people of any bank in our area, so you're most likely to see us at the grocery store, ball game, or school function. At our bank, there's a reason why the word people comes first. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC.
From farm to family favorites, you want only the best for your family. And your trusted dairy, Prairie Farms Marietta, formerly Broaden Foods, is passionate about the purity of the dairy products that they produce. It's part of the favorite meal you'll make when the kids come back home. From every birthday cake you bake to every measuring cup you pour, and when a recipe becomes a family treasure. From our family to yours, Prairie Farms Marietta, because your family deserves the very best.
After the Zach Bartlett touchdown, Dylan Meagle will kick it away. The ball taken at the 10-yard line, little reverse of field, and then up the middle and spinning around, and finally down is Ashton Embry, and a 13-yard return for number 1 for the Spartans, and that is where they will take over 1st and 10. Great job, and Carson Urban mentioned it, this front line for the Tigers really opening some holes for the workhorse Zach Bartlett, coming off a 5-touchdown week last week, and he is looking to match those numbers tonight as he puts another one into the end zone. It's 34-12. And back to work goes Fuller. Fuller's a big quarterback. Looks back, he's got that old Cardale look to him. Snap low, but he grabs it. Looks, fires, big pass down the field, and a good job defensively to break that up over there for the Tigers. Thomas getting a hand in there on a pass that looks like it was going to be caught. Or check that, Skylar Adams getting a hand in there to break it up. So this defensive backfield, some of these passes down the lines and really shifty receivers. But defensively, Skylar Adams in that case, Jaquel Shelton, an interception, and has had a couple really good pass breakups. Little blitz on, pass across the middle, and this is going to be Shimon Burley. He works his way out for a first down and then some, a gain on the play of 16 yards for Shaman Burley, and that will move the chains. It's the play that has worked for them tonight. It went for a 62-yard touchdown. It went for a 52-yard touchdown, and right there it went for a 16-yard. High schools, it looks like Fort Fry's going to get a big win at Zanesville. They are up. Warren leading as well. Frontier Cougars looking to go 4-0 on a season. And so we'll hear from some of those coaches. And then into a Buckeye pregame at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Get your coffee or your bloody. And with that, a ball down on the ground. This is just kind of a broken play. That'll be a loss of 4. And I think it was Fuller just saying, I don't know if I want to pick this up and get rocked or not. So he just kind of fell on it back there. Give himself a little chance here. It's 3rd and 14. Fuller back to pass. He's loving to air it out. And what another great defensive play out there for the Tigers. Skylar Adams again going up to knock that down. A really good play. With that,
4th down now for the Spartans.
4th and 14 for
just shy of the 38-yard
Spartans from Richard C. Wright.
4th down and 13.
Saffel, Hansen, Bills, and Meisel up front. Snap is high, kind of tipped back to himself, and then a throw across the middle, nearly picked off out there, and reaching out to try to pull that in was Junior Smith, defensive back for the Tigers, and it just slipped through his fingers. I think as he was upset he didn't catch it. It was good he didn't catch it, because they're going to give it over on downs way back here, and if he'd have caught that way over there, they'd have lost yardage. So all in all, we'll flip this thing around and give the ball back to the Tigers at the 5-minute mark of the 5th quarter. Also, want to thank Warren's IGA. Tonight, our sack of the game made possible by your hometown proud local IGA store to sack the big grocery list and save big money while you're doing it. Ken Brewer says keep your grocery dollars local. It's Warren's Plaza IGA at the corner of Muskingum and Colgate Drive, where you can sack your grocery list with weekly specials. The sack of the game tonight, Weston Davis, happened early in this game, back in the 1st quarter, a big sack, and for his efforts he will be awarded a $10 gift card at Warren's Plaza IGA on Muskingum Drive. We thank Ken Brewer, and we thank Warren's IGA each and every game, bringing you the sack of the game. 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Tigers with a 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard pickup, as they'll let the clock wind down. The play clock's at 10 seconds. Game clock's at 4.5 minutes. Wide outs to either side, but you can bet they're going to keep it right in the middle of the field and run the clock. Weston Davis with the carry. Very close to getting a first down. So a 7-yard pickup, needed 8 to move the chains, just a little shy of that. But a really good run and maneuvering down there for Weston Davis on the carry. Ripley is the opponent next week. The Vikings coming in for a Tiger homecoming. And so I would imagine the float building is in full force for homecoming. And it also is coupled with a Hall of Fame weekend, and those induction ceremonies will happen on the evening of September the 18th, a week from tomorrow at the Lafayette Hotel. Congratulations to the 6 inductees. There's a flag on the play. Davis got the ball, but I don't know if somebody was offsides or some motion, in the backfield that will march it back for the Tigers.
5-yard one against the Tigers.
3 minutes and 29 seconds.
33-yard line.
How do you like the working world? You miss being down there playing football, Cars?
I do miss it. I do miss high school, but it's time to start the real world, and I started working.
That's right.
Yep.
Dancer?
Dancer, yep.
Yeah, the Dancer difference right here to my left, old number 55. You probably hate seeing somebody wear that jersey down there, don't you?
Yeah, it's tough to watch.
Here's a pitch out on the left side. Bartlett has it. He's got some running room, 25-20, down near the 15-yard line. And the first time tonight that we have seen the pitch out, the true pitch out on the left side from Tyler Gerber to Zach Bartlett, gets it down to about the 18-yard line, and a pickup on the play of 28 yards for Bartlett as he continues to pound it down the left side. This time Aaron Heener leading the way from that left tackle slot. And also had Colton, or who else was out there leading the way? Donovan, maybe? Yeah, Donovan Wheeler. Yeah. And this is Bartlett now going to the other side. And that is the side that has been rough and tumble all night long. 4-yard pickup on the play.
3 of the Spartans. Marco Corbett at the 15-yard line.
And with that,
Worked about a 3-yard gain. Second down.
another 3 yards on the tote for Zach Bartlett as the Tigers look to the huddle and break out on the right side over center. Stakara, snap back, and this is going to be Weston Davis working it around inside the 15-yard line. Clock at 1:47. Marietta 34, and the Spartans of Richard Wright 12. As the Tigers would probably love to work another touchdown in here. Davis on a 4-yard pickup.
The 13-yard line, just outside the 12-yard line. Third down.
And
third down
break into a full house backfield. Richard Wright wants a timeout with 1:15, and it might be a personnel thing. Certainly not going to call timeout. That they might want to get some guys in that would not have had an opportunity to play, maybe some of their younger guys, but with 1:15 on the clock, the Tigers lead 34-12, and maybe they took a timeout to say, do not let them score another touchdown, guys, just to try to give them something to play for, and that is to keep the Tigers out of the end zone. So timeout on the field right now. Our Fry Dental Group Big Drill Player of the Game, the numbers go to Zach Bartlett, but we can bet, having got that T-shirt last week, that he would want to give it to one of the big boys up front. And so most everything was run off the right side. So I'm going to say Caden Fox is my guy, if you'll go along with me there.
Yeah, that's a good call.
All right, number 54, Caden Fox, courtesy of Zach Bartlett, your Fry Dental Group Big Drill Player of the Game. And thanks to Dr. Brett Fry and the staff at 1309 Green Street, we'll receive a big Drill Player of the Game t-shirt. Zach Bartlett gets the pitch. Left side. He is going to get it into the end zone at 1:09 to go in this ball game. Another touchdown for number 23, Zach Bartlett. And that is going to add another 6 to the tote. It's Marietta 40 and the Spartans 12. A 13-yard run around the outside. Aaron Heener again cutting it off on that side, allowing Zach Bartlett to push it in for the touchdown. Thanks to Derek Jones back in the studios. The point after attempt is not good. And Kyle Wenzel up top. The guy is going to be up for an Emmy with some of the filming he's been doing up there. We appreciate Kyle Wenzel on the camera up top down here. And man, Kyle, embrace nights like this, because it won't be long. I mean, there have been some spit and snows and rains and freezing sleets in the latter parts of these seasons. This is the Chamber of Commerce football night tonight, and a Stern Wheel Festival weekend as well. So the Tigers, the one thing I think they'll look at too, and you probably think Dylan Meagle, I don't know if anybody was touching those or if it was on the snap, but the couple points after the last two we haven't gotten, after everything else was just seemed automatic for number 18. And so with that, Meagle to kick it away. 16, I think, is his number. So with that, the lefty Meagle will boot it away. And will be taken at the 9-yard line. And Embry will get it. Ashton Embry back out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line as we dip under a minute to go in this ball game. Weston Davis, our sack of the game player, and again, thanks to Merrill for being a part of our broadcast as well. Merrill Lynch, member of FINRA SIPC. They're on 294 Front Street in downtown Marietta, and as a successful local coach of youth sports and the coach of the Marietta High School soccer team, Marietta High School girls soccer team, Bill Mannix knows good outcomes are a product of preparation, hard work, and execution. Nobody knows more than Bill, but the same should hold true in business. Call Bill, Kathy, Dave, Sandra, 740-568-7860 to set a solid plan and a great path for your financial future. Bill Mannix can help, and his staff at Merrill, and a good season he is having, as well as coach of this girls soccer team, Marietta High School. Just a tick under a minute to go in this ball game. And Carson, if you're ready, we can look at the scoring and or some of the stats as totaled up in this.
Yeah, Burley's going to have 17 carries for 151 yards. The total passing of the Spartans tonight has been 230 passing yards total. Zach Bartlett, the workhorse, he's had 34 carries for 209 yards, so he's been carrying the Tigers all night.
Yeah, think about what he's done just in the last 2 games. Just big numbers. And how many touchdowns tonight for Bartlett?
He has 6.
6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns.
That last one was his 6th touchdown through. 40-12 is the score. Tigers on top. And a little slow in getting up, an injury on the field, but Jake Shelton coming off the field under his own power. I saw him kind of favoring that right shoulder a little bit prior to coming out here now, but it looks like maybe that's what has hurt him. I think it happened on a defensive play, and it might have just been reactivated there, but no, just a great game from Shelton tonight, Jaquel Shelton, for the Tigers defensively. And the clock kicks out at 53 seconds as the boys from Richard Wright look to try to do something positive here to jumpstart their trip back home, coming in from the D.C. area, charter school, 6-hour drive. They came in yesterday, stayed here last night, and we'll make that trip long trip back tonight. Here's a pass left side. Zach Bartlett nearly intercepts it. Bartlett, a player of the game as well tonight, but gifting off one of those big drill player of the game shirts to the boys up front that have helped him in specific, in this case, senior Caden Fox at right guard. Had a really good game. 40-12. And a snap back and a pass across the middle. There he is. There he is again, just to rack up the yards. Number 5, that little screen across the middle and moving it out to move the chains. And this guy will sleep well tonight, but 11-yard pickup for Shaman Burley. And that'll move the chains. 1st and 10 as the clock winds down. Should be it 4-3-1. And that is going to be a Tiger victory. Final score, Marietta Tigers 40 and the Spartans of Richard C. Wright 12. And again, our Phi Delta Group Big Drill Player of the Game, a product of Zach Bartlett and Caden Fox tonight. Really good all-around play for the Tigers, who improved to 500 on the season. They are 2-2. Next week it is homecoming, and the Ripley Vikings come to town, part of a Hall of Fame homecoming weekend next week. We hope you'll tune in for a 7 o'clock kickoff. Carson, you're great help, man. I appreciate you being up here with me.
Yep.
And it's good to see you back up here, and keep rooting on the Tigers, brother.
It's good to be back.
All right, thank you. Reese Gerber with us as well. Tigers win 40-12 as they look down on the alma mater. And we are going to try to catch the Reds in action tonight. A little late start. They're with the Cardinals, but we're going to head out to St. Louis if we can here in a matter of moments. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great weekend.
You've been listening to Marietta Tigers football right here on WMOA, AM 1490 and FM 101.3, the voice of the Marietta Tigers. Tonight's game was brought to you by Real Living McCarthy Real Estate, Prairie Farms Dairy, Honest Fred's Flooring, The Fry Dental Group, Auto Plus, Perry and Associates CPAs, Over the Moon Pub and Pizza, the Pioneer Family Auto Group, Apex True Value Hardware, the Memorial Health System, People's Bank, and McDonald's. We will now return you to regularly scheduled programming.
Multiple 200 hit seasons during their careers.
Frank Robinson was in there for a teaser.
There you go. There's a chopper, slowly hit toward third. Suarez comes in, bare hands with no play. Harrison Bader just runs too well. Suarez was back, had no chance. Infield hit for Harrison Bader.
I recall in Cincinnati, Bader having a very similar hit. A full swing bunt that just happened to roll down the third baseline. And you're right. There's no third baseman in the game that's going to throw out Bader with that kind of speed.
He's on at first. John Lester hits a strikeout his first time up. 1 on, 2 outs. 2 in for the Cardinals here in the fourth. It's a 2-2 tie. Malley's pitch, and Lester takes a strike on the outside corner.
First at bat against Sonny Gray. Back on the 25th. Crazy. But when you have speed, you make contact, you got a chance.
The 0-1. Lester takes down too low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Phillies are getting crushed by the Rockies. It's 6-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning in Philadelphia. That score is good news. The pitch up and away. Padres and Dodgers play later tonight at Dodger Stadium. Of course, the Padres currently own that second wild card spot in the National League. Reds, Cardinals, Phillies, even a little bit the Mets all chasing. The Mets trying to climb back in, but they're 5 games out. It would be miraculous for them to overcome that deficit and leap really 4 teams. Lester tried to check his swing. No luck. He went. And now it's 2-2 on John Lester. But the Mets are leading the Yankees 8-2. That game's from the bottom of the 6th inning. Flushing Queens. Malley pauses at the belt, fires the 2-2 pitch, just off the outside corner with a fastball. Malley through the signs and fires. Bader's running. And the pitch is fouled back. He will reset. Bader will go back to first and run again. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes on John Lester. Not that you need to give Harrison Bader a head start. He runs well already. But now, if Lester is able to find a way to deliver a 2-out hit, there's a good chance, running on the pitch, that Bader would score.